MMA.
Wait, no,
kickboxer.
he's not Jeet Kune Do. He's the Korean one with all the kicking. Taekwondo. That's it.
Okay. Like fucking Infernape is like one of those like one of those bastardized Shinto
what?
ones.
Yeah, I
One
said
of
he
those
was a monk.
bastardized Shinto ones, but like the ones that have been like properly made to be brutal as fuck.
The Tibetan monks are gonna fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
I think Scorbunny is gonna evolve into a chav because he's got that little tape on his nose.
I mean, obviously it looks like another firefighting type. Like that's got to be what's.
I mean,
gonna
they
happen,
said
right?
that about Incineroar, and then he turned out to be Fire Dark, which was great because he's a heal.
Yeah, I get that. And how dare you? He's the faciest face to ever face. He tries, but he's a failure.
Oh please.
He's like when they try and have John
Look.
Cena do heel turns.
Heals can be faces when it comes to the children.
Can they? Can they really?
Yes.
Can we just agree that Braun Strowman is fantastic?
I don't know that one.
Big, like massively buff man.
That doesn't thin it down at all.
Big beard. That thins it down a little.
No.
What's being talked about now?
Wrestling.
Right. I will be back in just a second.
I'm sorry I gave you the impression that I knew what most of it was, but I only know very few things.
Oh, by the way, we've been live for a while.
Mm-hmm. Look, it's important that the people get all these Pokemon opinions.
Yep.
I'm going to have
Infernal,
to see
did you
what
manage
those
to-
evolutions are before I make my decision. So maybe the most important decision, because Pokemon is finally taking place in England.
Wait, really?
Yeah. After, like, what, 6 games of it being in Japan?
Yeah,
Yep.
might happen in England.
3,
Yeah,
4...
it is, and the best thing about
Yeah,
it is that
sorry,
all the memes
5.
surfing the internet are that all the just going to
Yeah.
be Scottish.
Yeah, all the terrible Scottish accents people are trying to do. Sorry, 5 games in Japan, then we went France, Hawaii, and then England.
Mm.
You know, the
Oh.
usual locations.
Step 9 is gonna be Macedonia.
Well, that's fine. Only catch water Pokemon.
Oh no. Balkan.
Hopefully by then, we'll have had... Oh man.
Gonna be a Pokemon wearing Adidas.
Alright. So I hope you guys have used planning well to discuss what you were going to do, because you certainly didn't sound like you would.
No, I made a
mean,
roast
I-
dinner.
I could be wrong though. I also got to make sure
I'm
how far away I can get before it starts picking up on this. Okay. Let's get down further.
right. I now need to find my character sheet. Oh,
This is
God-
going to be the first episode
God
with
damn it,
Ghaak's
Top
Reworks move list.
Same.
That'll be why.
This is going to be the first episode with Ghaak's reworked move list.
Okay.
Oh boy.
That should be better.
yeah, same. First episode where I've done very much nothing, to be honest. I've got new armor now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Also, if you hear more things, chat, it's because I messed with my noise gate just then. The reason I'm doing it is just because there are things that I needed to sort out. You can hear me rolling dice. Excellent.
Oh
They
god,
couldn't
that's
roll.
right. Pokemon are going to be playing football now.
Noise gate might be a bit much. Let's turn it up a bit.
Personally, I can't wait to see this game's version of Professor Oak, who will then be even sexier than the one before him.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to that.
Just the constant, every generation, Professor Oak keeps getting sexier.
Except for that one time when he became a female.
Wasn't she just for, like, the Pokebank?
No, there was, was it? No, it was before Sycamore, I think. The one before Sycamore, I can't remember who it was, but she was the professor in that one. I can't remember, I think it was in Black and White.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Anyway, enough about Pokemon. To D&D.
Isn't D&D just Pokemon, but you know, where
Actual people?
where the party is like just really buff fantasy people?
I mean, if you want to do a Pokemon
Sure.
campaign, I'd be more than happy. But the question is,
yes.
do we play as trainers or do we play as the Pokemon? There's only one right answer.
There's probably rules actually for that.
There definitely is.
I'll see if I
I
can
know
find
for a
something. Might run a
fact.
one shot of it at one time just to give it a try.
I'm in.
I'm honestly not sure if I'd want trainers or Pokemon because both have their unique things.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Anyway, to D&D. So, hello everybody and welcome to Crabby D&D. It is me, your host, ChrispyCrab, also known as Chris to everybody else, because I don't care. My real name's out there. I'm here with Sudz,
Hello.
Harlan,
Hello.
not Sam or Simon, Will,
Hello.
Infernal,
Hello.
and Jamie.
You alright?
Alright. Yes, so those are my players we have here today. Simon unfortunately can't make it. Exams are exams, taking up a lot of time. He gave me fair warning, so that's fine. But hopefully we should have Simon back from next week onwards, which would be nice. Usual announcements. Thank you, Sasha, for all the artwork going through. Don't think there isn't anything new on there. There will be soon at some point, hopefully.
I'll let her know.
Also, a thank you to Tabletop Audio for providing the soundtracks that you use. There are some very useful ones in there. Certain musics that you might hear or tracks are from the Battle of Wesnoth game. It is an open source game, so hopefully it stays that way. So my stuff doesn't become suddenly copyright. I'm not sure how the copyright laws work, but I think it should be fine because it was free domain when I started using stuff. But they can slap me on the wrist for it. But I don't know. Anyway, any battle maps like this one were made in Dungeon Painter Studio. Speaking of which, I actually just remembered I need to update this map. I'll do that later. And any more detailed maps like this one have been made in incarnate.com, both of which I recommend checking them out. Other than that, I have a plan for a project. I mentioned it a long time ago, and I may be using it, or maybe getting into it soon. I just need to get a few more people on board and get a few things ironed out. But that is the Crabby Kitchen. For those of my players who know what that is, it will be me basically discussing a particular topic regarding D&D. I will discuss my opinion and the sort of things that I kind of use and have experienced and have seen other people use to help first-time players or DMs to understand what's going on, and more experienced ones to take a little bit more of a backseat, listen, and understand what's going on. So yes, I'll hopefully be doing that, and those will be occurring on Fridays when I get round to it. But we will see. But I believe that is everything. So, before we get into this session, I have one thing that I need to ask you all to have a think of and a discussion about in character. Well, not necessarily in character, but a decision from all of you. You all there still?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool.
Mhm.
You're heading to Orum's Anchor, as you said you were going to after the time skip had finished.
Correct.
Do you plan to head there via horse and cart your own way? Do you plan to head there with with the large caravan convoy that's heading to Orum's Anchor, or are you going via a different route?
I mean, honestly, I was thinking we'd just do the walk.
Oh, what? No.
No more walking.
Why would we?
Why would we walk when you can use a caravan?
Yeah.
There's a whole caravan going.
Chris, remind me, isn't it quicker to walk?
It's quicker to walk, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
By
manner.
how
It's a
much?
manner of by how much? About 5 miles per day.
Give me something I can work with here, Chris. I don't know what that means.
Okay, if you go by caravan, you will travel most of the distance. Then you'll take a long rest, and then you will arrive there by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, leaving at 6. If
Mhm.
you go by foot, you will get there at midnight if you push on. Otherwise, you'll take a long rest, and you'll get there within an hour. So in other words, you shave 3 to 4 hours of your journey off. The only thing then is that if you're leaving at the same time as the convoy, you'll get there early. If you're leaving after the convoy, they will have definitely arrived before you even start out. So it's up to you what route you wish to take on this.
Mm-hmm.
The road is there. You know which way to go. That there's a convoy of about 20 to 30 caravans containing each of them containing families going that way that are under armed guard. Or you can make your own way. It's up to you whether you need to get there fast or if you wanted to travel with them. It's up to you.
I'm fine going with the thing.
Either way work.
I'm personally voting for going on foot, preferably ahead of the caravan.
I'm good either
Okay.
way.
But I'm fine with it.
Well,
So, going ahead of the caravan, walking?
Yep.
Yes, no?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
So, in such a case...
I could
right.
use Stellaris.
I mean, preferably don't.
I'm pretty sure I can
yes,
hear it.
Dwarf. I mean,
No,
it
that
sounds
was-
like it.
No, that was the sound of me playing a track and then realizing which one it was, and I chose the wrong one.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm not going crazy. I'm looking at my tabs like, it's open.
How to
God's
drive?
sake.
How to drive? Only two of the 5 players. Insane. So,
Yeah.
with your decision to travel ahead of the caravan, you get up early. Are you taking your own horse and cart, or are you just going on foot with your provisions? Because you have create food and water with your cleric. You have the ability to use Lehman's tiny hut to be safe.
So, we said we were walking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that we walk.
Okay. So,
Then we walk.
getting up nice and early, beginning to make your way in the first light. Elsyan is left and hasn't come back, and you've all decided we'll go on without him. He told you to go on ahead. As is all going on, Queglod packs her things and is kind of waiting in more of a conventional traveling get-up, something you haven't seen her wear as much. Usually she's wearing more of her formal acolyte clothing for the Raven Queen, but she's wearing a little bit more of a traveling get-up here. You see slight drift of snow as it still begins to lay, but not as much now that you've reached the end of winter. With the last sprinkle of Frost's Embrace out of the way, you can see guards and civilians getting ready to go home. You can see the economy almost drying up as a lot of people begin to gather and get ready to leave. Taking the initiative, not wanting to get caught up in the caravan or in any of that business, you stride ahead and you begin making your way towards Orum's anchor. On your journey, you travel through.
To clarify, is the Kenku with us?
Yes, he is.
Excellent.
He has left his Leng has left his blade in his room, and if it should return to him, then he will keep it on his person. If it doesn't, then he will. Then he knows he can leave it at your place, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
I thought you left it with Apple.
Well, he
Yeah.
did, but he left it at your place.
If anyone can like handle whatever happens, it's Abbott.
As he begins to set out, you see he packs a bunch of scroll cases, pulling out various scrolls and other maps, and begins writing down a few notes. Pulls out a small journal and writes a few things in it. He looks a lot more chipper, I guess you could say, with this adventure. He's looking forward to it, and with the last week or two of him being a bar hand, this is very much pulling him away from that, and he feels very much more at ease out here, rather than having to be cooped up inside. As you prepare and you begin making your way, you begin heading northward. The first day goes by, you're traveling at a good pace, and you're making good headway. The snow isn't too thick. You have maybe about an inch of snow. It's not too much. It isn't going to block your path, but there is the steady crunch of untrodden snow. You see the fleet of dragons fly overhead and leave, going northward also, heading back to their home in the Frost Peaks. You take your
See you
time.
later.
Yes. You take your time
Yeah.
traveling northward. And as you're making your way there, you can see the rolling blanket of snow covering the kind of steady but not flattened land of what you would know to be old farmland frozen over during the winter. You can see a few farmers are out at this time, currently pulling up bits of snow, digging small holes, and then planting what look to be large bulbs in the ground. You aren't sure what fruit or vegetable this may be, but as it is from quite a distance, but they are planting it nice and early, which suggests that it's going to break through the soil the moment spring hits.
I bet it's carrot. I'm assuming it is quite obviously not carrots.
Carrots don't typically come from bulbs.
Definitely carrots.
Yeah. Ling looks at you and goes, no, carrots come from seeds, not from bulbs.
Really?
Yes. The seed's about this big. He kind of shows what would be about a centimetre across at most, but they are tiny seeds.
And what are those sort of orangey browny ones that make you cry when you cut into them?
They're onions.
That's an onion.
Oh.
Oh god.
Interesting.
Sasha, are you doing all right?
Yes. I need to go brush up on my cooking. It's been a while.
Hand him cookbook.
Thank you.
Looks into rations, just goes, I thought they were apples, just a stack of onions.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
No, I thought they were carrots, obviously. It's carrots that I think are apples. And apples are what I call onion.
And apples are a
Hand
numerical
carrot.
value of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. As we all
Hand
know.
carrot.
No, canonically, Sasha does know what apple means. But yes.
I'm glad.
It means 5.
Well,
He's
you know,
five,
this is
yeah.
a conversation that needs to be covered. As long as you know what an apple is, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Forget the rest.
Speaking of apples, Malcolm just reaches into his bag and pulls out an apple.
Yep. Just reaches in,
Look,
grabs a snack,
an onion.
bites it on the way. Would you look at that? So,
Dear me.
as you continue traveling, looking at all of this,
Oh,
the
back a
wind.
sec, guys.
That's fine. The wind picks up a little bit, It's got a biting cold to it, and you kind of have to wrap up a little bit more as the wind blows through, rushing against the outside of you. And there's a little bit of howling from the nearby kind of tree canopies and the mountainous range not far from here, as the cold wind comes down from the now subsiding storm that was brewing up atop there. As you continue journeying on for the next day, the ground gives way from a little bit more of the hardened stone to a little bit more of a mushy mud. As it begins to squelch, your boots begin to sink in slightly. As you look across the horizon, the snow seems to be melting a little bit further north, very much suggesting that you didn't get as much of a thick layer here. With your day's travel up, you can look around the surroundings. You don't seem to see anything. There aren't any creatures out at this time of year. There don't seem to be any people either, and as it gets closer to night, you draw up for camp. So,
Woo!
as you draw up for camp, you take your usual procedures, I imagine. Ghaakt sets up his bubble. Everybody gets a rest and then shifts between the watches.
Yep.
So
Takes a little longer than usual because I've changed my methods.
Oh.
Well, yes, I've got it in a book now, so now it's going to take a minute?
Yes.
Rather than
it would take
instantaneous?
It would take 11. It would take 10 minutes plus the original casting time, which I believe is a minute. So it would take 11 minutes to set it up.
Cool.
So, as Ghaakt is setting this up, you're all looking around. It's cold, and you imagine that Ghakt's bubble will help keep you warm, so you won't need firewood, but it might be good to have a little bit of firewood to cook something on.
Yep. Malcolm will make sure.
Okay.
Sasha just sets face alight.
Now just lie down. Don't worry. Can make food with this.
Roll me a cooking utensils check.
Just
and
put a pot
Sasha,
over
roll
my
me a
face.
constitution check.
No. Okay. Can you guys put a pot over above me, and use that to make the food?
Oh.
Yeah. So Sasha, you rolled a 13 plus what for a constitution check?
Oh, for Constitution, like a
Plus 5, right?
yeah.
Okay. So, Sasha maintains the beard, and whatever little heat it seems to produce isn't enough to cook anything.
But that's 12.
Sasha's beard isn't strong enough, unfortunately.
Damn you, Sasha.
Hey.
You need a
don't-
stronger beard.
She's fire resistant, but she's not a son, or a cook for that matter. She could potentially make it hotter at the risk of her own health.
You know what? I'm just going to light a bloody fire.
Gets up, kind of puts pot aside, and proceeds to lay a fire. As you do, you begin to cook it up. You find that where the night is still fairly young, the moon comes out, the clouds begin to clear, and it's getting at this time of year because I'm going to quickly double check, but I believe you're nearing the end of the month. You're nearly at a full moon. You're a little ways off of a full moon. Yeah, you're a little ways off of a full moon.
Then we can see if anyone's a werewolf.
Very true. But regardless, it's fairly bright out. The sun and stars illuminate the ground and around you, and it's more of a dim haze rather than a darkness that you'd be used to. So, who's taking first watch?
You take it.
Felipe, of course, will be around the place.
Okay. So, Felipe
Just
will
'cause
be
I know
about...
Simon is.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
And also, if we need another person, Queglod will offer. I don't have a very high perception, so it's best if I don't.
You're a cleric. Your
What do you mean?
wisdom's
What do you
supposed
mean
to
you
be
don't have high?
high.
What do you mean if you don't have high perception? You have +5.
Shut
I
up!
have
I'm
plus
trying to
4.
sleep.
Oh, +4. Oh right, yeah, you don't have proficiency, so it's just +4.
My perception is 1.
Still, that's better than some people in the party. Trust me.
Okay, fine. If someone else need, okay, if I
Because you lost your source of perception when Elsyan left.
Well, if I could get proficiency in it, good.
I mean, same here.
Okay, so who's taking first watch? You can take him in pairs if you want, and that will suit things. Just
Sure.
I don't mind.
I guess I can take an earlier watch because I have something different planned.
Actually, if Rook's gonna do one, can I have my one with Rook?
sure.
Cool.
So I will say first watch. We have Sasha and Rook as you two are setting in for watch. Everybody else is setting in for rest. The bubble is up. The light still illuminates the area around as the rest of you get to sleep. So, I would like a perception check from each of you. Sasha, 7 plus 4, so 11.
Is that
Not-
a 1?
not persuaded.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good. So,
You get to roll one for sure.
Plus 11.
Discord had a little bit of a lag there. That was fun.
Bam.
That plus or minus anything?
7 plus whatever your thing is. You said it was plus 4,
Yes.
so 11.
Cool.
Did
Mine's
you roll for
11.
Felipe?
I haven't rolled for Felipe, no. Good shout. I will roll that now.
19.
Yep.
Felipe OP.
Okay. What did you roll, Rook? 9? Was it?
11.
11, okay.
I got rolled 10, got 1 extra.
Alright.
thing.
The 11 buddies!
So,
Way!
as the two of you are both watching, you're both watching evenly throughout the darkness. You don't seem to see anything. Felipe isn't set off.
Okay. I trust Felipe. He's competent, and we're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So, how have you been, Rook?
Oh, good. Just, you know,
How's
same
the,
old, same old.
How's the new armor treating you?
Very well. It's a nice, comfy fit.
I'm
And it's
glad.
nice knowing that I'm not going to get critted anymore.
That is certainly something helpful. Oh. Well, you know how, well, have you got any thoughts on how, I'm thinking the only way to empower your axe might be to search out those runes. Are you cool with me saying this? I feel like some people need some exposition.
Yeah, that's fine. Carry on.
The runes on your axe, I think those will be the key to empowering it. Was there any improvements that were made to it when you found the Crescent Moon one?
No, not that I'm aware of. But I hadn't had it for very long,
Hmm.
so
So maybe.
there is a chance. But where I was quite new to using it, I hadn't realised any difference.
Well, keep working with it and see what you can work out.
I will do.
In the meantime, it's quite interesting that we managed to find another similar artifact.
Yeah, the chance of that happening. Like, I was quite surprised
Astronomical,
by
I
that.
can only imagine.
Astronomical.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah,
Me
tickles me a
too.
little bit.
Uh,
God. Simple jokes. They work.
yeah, good. It's good.
Yes.
I like to imagine that was in character.
Oh, very much so.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
Hmm?
Sorry, I was just finishing my dinner.
Oh, fair enough.
Right.
Yes, I've got my rations here. Apparently, these aren't vegetables. What
Yeah,
you?
you are eating an onion right there. It smells
Yeah.
very strong. You're making me want to cry.
No, that's
How can
the
you do
onions.
Stop eating the onions. There are apples right there.
Oh, okay. I pick up an apple instead because I'm a fucking animal. So when he says apples, I pick up a carrot.
Of course he does.
Oh, fuck.
No, I do canonically know what an apple is. So I eat it. Anyway.
Eats 5 gold.
It's very good to know. Canon. Sasha knows what apple is.
It's always great. Always great. It's a good start.
It's always great as a character when you have to specify that.
Because you don't use onions in drink.
Dear me.
You have
I just
more than
like-
6
I
ins.
just
You
like-
don't have to do.
There we go. Bam. Awesome. So, yeah. So what are you hoping to achieve from this exploration?
Oh, you mean this specific one?
Yes.
Well, there's apparently there's a load of undead down in Darkgrave Ruins, so I'm a cleric, deal with the whole divine and holy thing, so killing undead is sort of a good job in my book. Also, there was a possible connection between that place and a legendary sword that I'm trying to track down, known as Lore.
Okay.
It might have. I may find more information there. I might not, but I thought worth a try to have a look around at least.
Okay.
Also,
I'll make
loot.
sure to
Loot
keep an
is
eye out.
good.
Yeah, loot is very good.
Mm.
Very, very nice. Happiest of days. Awesome. And there's lots of things for me to bash, which always a
Hopefully,
good
yes, I do believe so.
I need to bash stuff. It's my life
It's
goal.
good to bash things.
Yeah,
Right.
perfect.
It's a good old time. What? Tell me, Rook. How long have you been traveling?
Well, most of my life, because my family always used to travel as well. So, yeah, pretty much my entire life traveling, but traveling on my own, not all that long. It's not too long before I met you in the city.
Fair enough.
So I'd only really just started my journey. Stumbled across that.
Well,
So
I've actually only been traveling for maybe a few years at most. As a dwarf, you tend to stick in one place and stubbornly stay there forever.
yeah, it checks out.
So, well, I had about a decade of mourning and grief before I, other things, but also I sort of pulled my bootstraps up and went out in here to, serve my goddess and hopefully, do my own thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. A decade. Jesus Christ, that's some time.
Wait, what? What?
Decade.
Oh, right, yes, I'm a dwarf. We live for like 300 years. Decade is nothing.
Like, flippin' egg. Oh my god.
I was very sad.
Jesus. I'm only 23. That's half of my life.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Well, this'll freak you out. I'm like 50 something. I can't actually remember how much it is right now, but I definitely do have a bit of age. 57.
Too much information.
57.
I do have an age. I don't know what it is.
I'm 57 years old. In dwarf years, I'm like just barely not a teenager.
Wow. Like, just wow. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It was it's a bit weird working with other dwarfs, honestly, because
Yeah.
they're all older than me.
Except for the ones that aren't.
Except for the ones that aren't, but there aren't many of them that are allowed out of the homestead.
Fair dues. Makes
Like
sense.
our new bookie. She's like twice my age.
Yes. I noticed. Well, I didn't notice. I know her age, but then you've told me your age, and it's like, oh my god. So
Yeah. So the fact I'm in charge of her is kind of hilarious in its own way.
I love how you say that. You're in charge of her. I can only imagine.
Hey, look! I have an official standing in the business, and I work closely with our employees.
I bet you
Oh.
do. How close?
Well, I've gone for drinks with some of them. I make sure that they're taken care of. I talk to Zuvan and the rest of them to make sure that everything's working out fine for them. You saw me asking about whether there were anything we could do to help out our new employees.
Yes,
I mean,
you did.
obviously I work day to day with Cena, and haven't quite gotten that close with Angus yet, but I want to.
Yeah, fair dues. I'm still trying to learn who all the people in the tavern are.
I'll be
Like,
honest.
so
I
many
think
new
maybe we should do like an employee retreat type thing at some point.
team building exercise.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we should do. We'll take them mud balling. Yeah, that's something we should. Definitely.
Maybe.
Excellent. Oh my god, how long are these nights?
Oh, so long.
There's so much
I
talking.
don't know.
someone could
If only
do.
there was something that could say move time along somehow.
Some benevolent god.
All right. As
Yeah.
as the conversation draws to a close,
Oh, come on.
as the conversation draws to a close, yeah.
You're just gonna let
As
us
a
squirm, aren't you?
conversation draws to a close.
Yep. As the current conversation draws to a close, the next watch comes up, which would be who should we say? Queglod and who else wants to go?
Me, why not? Nope.
You can go.
Okay.
Queglod and Ghaakt. So, as their portion of the watch begins, I'd like you to roll me a perception check. And I'll roll one for Queglod and one for Felipe. Okay.
And Felipe.
Queglord sees all.
Yep.
Well,
Queglod's the one who
yeah.
sees all. Makes sense though. Alright. So 11 plus what?
I got 11. No. Oh yeah. Plus.
Quick little roll it, mate.
Yep.
Perception 9. My perception is 9.
Oh my god.
Isn't that your passive perception?
Yes. Which one is that based on again?
That would be based. If your passive perception is 9, then you've got a -1 to your perception. So that'll be 10.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
10.
So, as you two are talking, mingling, you watch as her head kind of like almost robotically swivels and snaps to one location. She goes, shh, and you see nothing from what you can see from this distance.
Uh-huh.
There's something out there.
Good or bad?
I don't know.
Is it paying attention to us?
I think so.
Oh, fun.
Should I go get the others? Or... Was that you whistling?
No,
No.
it's wolves.
Well, that shouldn't be a problem.
No, they won't be able to get into the bubble.
I have to say, you're almost like some sort of like a... She's a gnome, right?
She's a halfling.
Halfling. So like a halfling owl, especially with that hood.
I can see very far in the dark. You do know that, don't you?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
I'm just pointing it out that, you know, the way you turn your head around and that hood you're wearing makes you look a bit like an owl.
I suppose I can see that.
Oof.
There's nothing wrong with being compared to an owl. Owls are great.
Noble creatures.
Wonderful birds.
And I
The
thought
big
Top
Ghaakt
three.
Queglod is a wonderful bird.
The rest of their watch is spent with the Ghaakt telling Queglod about his top 3 favourite birds.
And as
Number
Oh,
1 may
Ghaakt.
surprise you.
as Queglod almost dies of boredom.
Number 3, crows and ravens. Wonderful tricksters. Always love to hang out with friends and just eat litter off the floor.
Yeah, Malcolm, you feel a slight.
At that point, she gets angry because ravens aren't number 1.
Yeah.
Well, no,
She
well,
nudges
no,
Malcolm,
number-
and Malcolm.
I know.
you're
I was kind of
clearly
tied up
awake.
between that or owls because they're both great, but for different reasons. Because owls are just flying balls.
Alright, Malcolm's turn.
Hey, do you guys want like? Actually, I probably shouldn't because you're supposed to be on watch. So if I changed the orb surface to be any other kind of color you'd find relaxing, that'd probably put you off. Are there any colors that put you on alert?
Bright yellow.
Okay. Oh,
Put it in that, please.
I won't do that.
Did you say anything last night?
Yeah.
But-
Do we need to be scared of any?
Whoa!
By last night, you mean you? Yeah, by last night. By last night, you mean the last 3
During your
hours?
watch.
Yes.
Well, there's some wolves, but that's about it.
Just wolves.
Well, unless you know any wolves that carry around wands. Which, you know, those are sticks, they might have done.
Throw out Malcolm's watch. Gonna
You ever
be
seen a dog
casting
fetch a
speak
wand
with
before?
speak with animals.
What were you gonna?
Had to
what did you
shut
say,
down an
Sudz?
entire wing.
I said during Malcolm's watch he's gonna have speak with animals up.
Okay.
Just in case anything's out there, he can be able to hear it.
You, as your watch begins, you hear no speaking, from what you can tell. Make me a perception check, as well as you, Bern.
And Felipe.
And Felipe. Bern, you roll. Oh, you're actually here.
Also, I can roll, thank you.
Oh, you are here. Oh, okay. My apologies. Go ahead and roll.
Yes. I'm just really loud.
It's fine. 19 plus.
90. Plus 0.
Plus 0. Okay, so Bern, as what did you get, Malcolm?
I got 14.
14. With your watch beginning, nothing seems to occur during your watch. You don't see any animals. You do see at one point there is a slight, almost like a flicker in the light as a cloud passes unexpectedly overhead in front of the moon, where it's been mostly a very clear sky. And it goes dark for about a minute, and then it lightens back up. But otherwise, it's a very beautiful night.
Oh my god, guys, the full moon! They're werewolves! Except they turn into on the full moon, not wolves.
They're
Wereman?
weremen.
Wolf?
They turn to...
were, Man-wolf?
Man,
Sasha, stop talking in your sleep.
What? What? Hello? What?
slap.
Why are there onions in my pillowcase?
Right, sorry.
Okay.
Let me be more serious. I'm fighting off a cold.
Alright, so. Yeah, you don't hear or see anything. Your watch is fairly eventless.
Mm,
Okay. Alright. So. As you wake up the next morning, next morning comes around, you can see the The early frost has kind of coated the leaves, making them almost sharp blades. As you see the sun rising off in the distance, the warm rays hitting you, but the kind of still that cold chill around you, you begin to set off once again towards Orum Anchor.
And everybody gets one of the new beads of nourishment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay! Do they have flavor?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
What flavor is yours? Mine's watermelon.
They're all the same.
Oh.
They're all the same.
Onion.
And I will also correct you there. They are a 3-course meal
Oh.
They are.
in terms of flavor. There's the
Oh, sensu beans.
No, I'm thinking like Willy Wonka's
the gum.
gum. Yeah. The blueberry. Oh no.
Sasha's more round than usual.
Alright, who wants to roll her over?
Lumpa,
move
lumpa,
the
duper. Sorry, I'm being overly
Yeah, it's fine.
silly.
So-
Okay.
As you continue to travel through the early morning and into the main morning, after eating and preparing yourselves, you set out. You begin to see up ahead what looks to be the first signs of civilization since you left Adamantia. With a little over a day's travel, you see Orum's Anchor ahead of you. You see what looks to be a clean, well-kept, and very sturdily made grey and orange stone wall. Straight ahead of you, you can see what looks to be a few natural towers that are embedded into the wall itself, as well as what look to be a few outposts, or wooden outpost towers that stretch up. And you can see what looks to be a few people on the top of the battlements from this distance. You can just about make out the small figures moving around, a few of them carrying torches, as lanterns are being put out at this time. You can see the large, sturdy iron gate in front of you in the distance, not more than maybe 20 minutes away. As you reach the gates themselves, you can see one of the individuals atop the wall kind of leans over and goes, hail. Where do you hail from?
Adamantia.
And what's your business here?
Archaeology, also adventure, that sort of thing.
Right. Don't get many of those. Do you have a permit at all?
Specifically for
I'm just asking.
what permits do we have on us?
I believe we have our adventures thing.
Well, we have our guild,
I mean,
our
or the
adventurers
guild
guild.
thing. Yeah, the guild thing.
Yeah, things. Those, are those permits, or are they just badges or whatever?
Yeah, that's fine. All right. He taps someone on the shoulder and says, "You can open it up." As you hear what sounds to be heaving, as there's a from the sound of a chain moving as it kind of is grinding upwards. The what looks to be the gate rises upwards, and inside you can see before you the what seems to be more of a more well-paved cobblestone road bleeds into a very well-made, constructed smooth stone road, or stone brick road, sorry. You can see the guards kind of let you in as they only raise it enough just to allow you through, and shortly after letting you through, they begin to close the gate once again. You see ahead of you, you see several wooden buildings. The buildings are of a slightly interesting design, in the fact that they are all made roughly out of the same wood, same architectural style. A a very nice kind of smooth wood paneling around the outside with cross beams on the outside for the support, glass panes in various places, and a slightly grey-blue tiling to a lot of the buildings here. Off to one side, Sasha, you notice what looks to be a more dwarven community. You see more of a grey dark stone with more of a rustic red brick tiling, which you're more used to from from clay deposits. You can see a few dwarves walking around. You can hear the sounds of the forge not far from here. And you can see most of the city is set within a recess into the ground, a small canyon like or valley like section to this city. The populace of this town seems to be, well, sparse because the majority of them went to Adamanthia, but the building suggests this is quite a busy town. You can see more of the outpost towers and the castles off in the distance. You can see all manner of individuals working here and a large array of guards currently moving around the town itself. You can see a road leading to your left and right around the top of this valley, leading to other what look to be keeps and structural towers that just dot around the outside of this wall which encompasses this basin. Otherwise, your main path leads down, straight ahead into the heart of the city itself. Welcome to Orum's Anchor. There we are. And that is what you can see. Off in the distance, Malcom, Malcom and Sasha, with your passive perception, you pick up what sounds to be the faint rushing of water. Off in the distance.
Where are we precisely? Can I get a...
Yep.
Can I get a whoop whoop?
Just going to get the party token.
Party token. Da-da-da-da.
Just going to
Excellent.
Token in disguise.
There we are. You are just at the entrance coming down between those two towers. To your left, you can see what looks to be almost like a parade ground area with a large statue, a series of memorials, and other guards seem to be encircling the main statue there. You can see a few dotted houses up ahead, and then it bleeds into the main communities that reside here.
So where were we planning to go again?
So, we're first of all, obviously, we want to check around town for any interesting stuff going on. You know, the usual sort of thing.
There's one thing I want to ask around for.
What is it?
I heard there were Morbin? Okay.
Yeah, that's the name.
That's the rat people.
Ratfall. They apparently were attacking around here.
More Morbin.
Yes.
We can work with that. Secondary thing.
I was told I needed to get rid of them, if possible.
We can do that, but by who?
And also, well, the people that sent me to Adamanthia.
All right.
Oof.
That's certainly very
Kill
open.
rat people.
Sure. We're happy to murder some rat folk. They did try and murder us once.
So also, they've been attacking this city.
Okay, yes, that too, but they also attacked us, so, you know.
Well, technically, we attacked them.
Dwarves never forget
They were...
grudges.
No, the Morbin did attack us first.
What's
Remember
this
in the
little red
alleyway?
area here?
I wasn't there.
Oh, you weren't there for that.
What's this red area?
The Dwarven
The
community.
Dwarven.
Oh,
And
okay.
also, we can look
Now,
around town and
I
ask
say we go-
about the creator.
I think we should head to the Dwarven lot, because Darkreep used to be a dwarf city. Or, well, what's the word we use for them? Cavern? Cave thing? Anyway,
Stronghold.
stronghold.
Yeah.
So they'd probably have the most useful information on it for Leng to understand and work with. If not, then I'd suggest we look around for any libraries or churches or, I don't know, any military stuff. Yeah, well, yeah, but if you want to go for the apothecaries, go right ahead.
I mean, if we're gonna be dealing with Morbin, we might want to know where they are.
That's true. That's true. Maybe look around for any sort of adventure boards or anything.
They're probably living somewhere underground if we're here. So, where should we head first, Bern?
What's going on? Who's making pew pew noises?
That would be Jamie. So, what is your first step?
Well, I'm gonna try to find some information out about these rat people, wouldn't it? If we've got to try and take them out.
So the greyish area is dwarf and the red is human? Or...
No, the red is
red's
dwarf, the
dwarf.
grey.
Oh, the red is dwarf, the grey is
Yep.
next.
That way around.
Oh, well, shall we head to the dwarven area and find out about these?
Sure, I guess it's closer.
Right,
We could ask these guards about them.
Oh yeah, that's actually quite a good idea.
Also, you might want to mention that you're the Dawn Marshal. They might let you know.
Does that name carry much weight outside of Adventia, though?
That up.
I mean, it should, shouldn't it?
Should it?
What?
Does the Dawn Marshal name carry much weight outside?
What does Malcom know of this?
Because, like, as far as Ghaakt knows, Ghaakt just knows that it's the group of people who fought off the Pope once.
Sure.
And that's why people like you.
You mean just the Dawn Marshals in general, or just your group? In reference to
I guess
what you
both.
said, Sudz.
In the Dawn Marshal thing, if it would carry much weight in other cities outside of Adamantia.
It would carry some weight. You would be known for saving Adamantia in Adamantia, so you'd be well respected there. Outside, you'd probably be known. You'd be known that the Dawn Marshals have returned, but you've got big boots to fill. The Dawn Marshals previously being heroes of the Empire, being legendary heroes who led armies. Some people might be more skeptical to go, they're just a ragtag bunch of adventurers who have been claimed to be Dawn Marshals. So there will probably be skeptics, as there would be anywhere, and people will be not necessarily less welcoming of you, but people won't necessarily leap on the opportunity.
Jumping at the bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we spread the name around of the Dawn Marshals, it should be
Yes,
much easier to.
And also, if we go into the ravine, clear it out.
Okay.
Right.
Damn, we're gonna have to get armies now.
God, this is a bit much.
No,
Ghaakt didn't come here
Thursday
to
all
lead.
over again.
Ghaakt didn't come here to lead armies.
Or
He's here to lead bands.
You can lead an army of bands.
A marching band, maybe, but that's about it.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
You're gonna
We're going
be
to
the-
war. Everyone bust out the
You're
flutes.
gonna be the Warnhorn General.
Oh my god. Well, there you go. Right.
So, who, Ghaakt, are you gonna ask the guards?
Got people skills.
I mean, they are the diplomat.
Ghaakt?
Yeah?
Are you gonna ask the guards or?
I thought you were, but
You're a
Oh,
diplomat.
go ahead.
that is true. Excuse me, sir. We're here to take care of the, what's the rat people's name again?
Morbin.
We're here to take care of the Morbin? I thought you said Mormon. The
Morbin.
Morbin problem that you appear to be having.
Oh, we've only had a couple of Morbin attacks. We've sealed up most of their tunnels, which they were using to raid the town. We don't know where they are at the moment. If you've come to deal with them, then you're more than welcome to try and find their source, but we haven't had an attack in a while.
That could be either a good or a bad thing. One moment.
Okay.
And Diplomat dies.
Just sits down and kills up.
Do you need more batteries?
Are you alright there? Gets out an onion. You want an apple? Apparently that works.
So, is there someone who can show us where these tunnels were?
If you're looking for that kind of thing, I'd recommend speaking to one of the quartermasters. Your best bet, I'd say, would probably be, seeing as in light of recent events, you're probably best speaking to the dwarven commander.
Why? What happened to the human commander?
Oh, he's just busy.
Oh. Made this sound a lot more intriguing than it turned out to be. In light of recent events. Wait, what happened? Oh, we got the cold. Oh, I see.
Got man flu. Currently in bed.
He's out on holiday with his family. He's having a wonderful time. Good for him.
And where can we find the command?
Probably the really big building.
Yeah, he points and says you can just about see the top of it there. It's the Dwarven Fortress. It's not far from the main barracks there and from the main smelter.
Sasha.
No.
That's where we're
Sasha's
going.
beard lights up.
Sasha, yes.
Put that out, no fire here.
Sasha, we're going there, right?
Yep. I just hold out my hand for a high five to Bern.
Oh yeah, I forgot
High
about
five.
that.
Yeah.
Damn it. Where's Elsyan when you need him?
Forging.
Rook, do you want to come to the blacksmith with us?
Yeah, sure.
Oh god,
There's more of us than there are of you.
Well, Sudz. Oh, sorry.
Elsyan.
Well, Malcom, it looks like it's just you and me now. Well, there you go, have fun
But
beating
what
their
about
metal.
Queglod?
You look over at Queglod and she says, "I'm gonna get a lay of the land," and she turns into Felipe and flies off. That way I don't have to
I
play
think
it.
I annoyed her when I said she looked like an owl. Seeing her turn into a raven, Ghaakt just goes, "Do you think I annoyed her when I said she looked like an owl?"
I don't imagine it would.
So, which scene do we want to do first? The boys and the dwarf at the smithy, or, diplomacy?
We can go talk to the commander first.
Well, if you want to go have your fun,
We can go after, it's fine.
all right. So we're going to see the commander.
Cool, the commander.
So you're going to see the Dwarven commander.
Yep.
Okay. So you begin making your way through town. As you travel, Sasha, I assume you have your face covered, so your chin and stuff, or
Yes.
Yeah.
Scarf around, and if ever I have to take it off for any reason, there's lighting up the fire immediately. I'm in dwarf country.
That's
You've got it.
Wait, why are you covering up with your dwarf country? These your people, Sasha.
Yes, but the whole beard thing, it can be a bit of an issue, so...
Huh?
Not really an issue, but it's just weird that that my other one got burnt off.
I mean, now your new one's made of fire. I thought they thought they'd be pretty rad.
Yeah, they do, but I prefer just to not get into it. I mean, have you ever gone into a fucking a poor man's smithy, and then you've come in full bedecked out armor and shit?
No.
Like the same.
No.
Right, I forgot you're an attention whore. Sometimes
speak of.
Too much attention can be a little grating
Uh-huh.
for some people.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay.
I'm just glad I don't get that any attention.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
transporting.
Sorry, what
like,
did you say something, Malcolm? No one was paying attention to you.
See? Perfect.
Well, where you don't have all your,
the perfect disguise for a political.
pets with you, you don't really.
We're escorting a political figure, and no one knows that because no one cares. It's the perfect
See?
cover.
Perfect.
Okay. So you make your way to the dwarven fortress. Traveling through the streets, you can see there seems to be a few like pillars of smoke that are rising from the buildings. You can see a lot of the buildings are vacant. Quite a lot of the populace must have gone to Adamanthia or just aren't here at this time. But you can see several pillars of smoke as a lot of forges are currently lit. Dwarves at work. Sasha, the dwarves you see here, most of them are black-skinned.
Duragar, then.
Deep dwarves. Okay, would you prefer me to call them by a more racist term?
Okay. Shall we say a dark grey skin
do
tone?
you want me to call you Hitler again, Infernal?
I am fine with this.
Wow.
Oh,
Shall we say coal grey?
Yes, coal grey. Coal skin. You see mostly coal skin dwarves. You do see a few more kind of a muddy brown, probably hill or mountain dwarf. Generally, it's height based for them. But looking about, there seems to be a nice mingling mix of each of them. Most of them seem to be working in just general smithing. And just over from your journey, you can see what looks to be a large U-shaped building with a huge forge out the front. And you can see several smiths just what seems to be pouring liquid metal into large casts of some kind. And you can see other lots of dwarves currently working similar to this. This must be the main forge center. I'd also like everyone to make me a perception check. Who needs me to roll for them? Harlan and I'm not gonna roll for Queglod because she's not here.
Oh, crit.
Okay, so Harlan, you got a 13.
8 for me.
8 for you. Natural 20 for Rook and a 20 total
21.
or 21 total for you, Sudz. Will you rolling or?
Yep. What skill was that again?
It's a -1. 15. Okay, looking around, Rook, Sasha, and Malcolm, you three see this. Sasha, it's a little bit more of a natural attunement that you do notice about this, whereas Malcolm and Rook, it's a little bit of more of a speculation. Rook, you're a little bit more confident about this than Malcolm would be. The houses, compared to the people, look quite sparse, but a few of the houses are damaged. And there seem to be quite a few guards lingering around. By the looks of it, and from the natural nature of this community, you imagine that quite a lot of people could repair something like the damage that's been done. It looks like a door has either been torn off or broken in, as if somebody has broken an entry, effectively. But no windows are smashed, only doors.
Right.
Probably because of everybody a lot of people leaving during the winter.
People leaving
It's a
in the
bit
winter
much to
break
break
the
down
doors in.
on your door.
Yeah, say.
However, you press on, and looking at the and kind of taking in the surroundings of this slightly thriving dwarven community, you reach what looks to be the main parade ground in front of the dwarven fortress itself. You can see a nice open clearing. You can see a set of barracks in the shape of a cross with 4 main stone archways that lead in to the kind of narrow down into a set of double doors, one of which is currently open from the angle which you're at. You can see a few dwarves leaving and entering in what looks to be full iron plate, carrying heavy shields and spears, a few of them carrying warhammers, as a few of them kind of set up in the parade ground in their squadron. And you are standing before the dwarven fortress. So, what would you like to do?
Shake hands and say hello.
Oh, hello, Ghaakt. Nice to meet you. Hello.
Oh, it's nice to see you too, Sasha. How you been?
Oof. Good. Right. Shall we actually go in and try and find this command?
Guess it would have been nice to ask about what the commander's name is.
Or what he looks like.
He'll tell
Yeah.
us.
That's also
Tell him.
something.
If we just rolled up to the commander and just called him by first name, that'd freak him out, probably.
Okay. Are there any passing folks going in and out, or?
There seem to be guards, but they don't seem to be going into the fortress. They're more going back and forth from the barracks. The fortress is well armed. You can see a few dwarves overhead, armed with heavy crossbows. And you can see 4 main towers surrounding the main fortress itself.
Can I try and stop one of the guards and just ask? Oh, you there? So apologies for distracting you. Is the commander in?
He's always in.
Oh, excellent. Well, sorry, we're new to town and we're apparently supposed to. We want to talk to him if that's all right. Do we just knock to get an appointment, or?
If you've got business and he's requested you, then you can just go in. But
oh no, he hasn't requested us. We've been requested to speak to him by someone else to get information about the Morbin issue that was here.
Oh,
for a
the
little bit.
the rat folk.
Yeah.
Before we about to say rat fuckers.
Ah, the rat fuckers. Yeah.
You can head in. Yeah, I'd recommend you head inside. Speak to one of the stationed guards there. They'll be able to give you more information on that.
Okay.
And
Thank
he
you. Good luck.
Jogs off
Thank you for your help.
back to whatever he was doing on patrol, probably. Okay.
Cool. I guess we're going in.
So, heading up the front stairs, the stairs kind of meet in at one central plateau before going up again into the set of large double doors. The door is slightly ajar, letting in any cold or warm air from the outside. And as you look in, you can see a few dwarves are stationed on either side of the door, fully armed. And what would you like to do?
Hello, we're here to meet the commander.
Huh? On what business?
I guess pest extermination.
Right. And why did you need to speak to the commander for that?
We were told he was the one.
Told us to.
Okay.
We're
To
after
clarify,
Morbin.
Morbin are the pest in question.
We'd
Right.
like to know the location of where they were coming from. Their holes.
You've been called in from out of town?
We
We're
were hired by
past-
a third party to deal with them.
And they didn't give you any information?
Nope. It's one of those sorts of jobs.
Do you
Not-
know
not-
who
not
that
fun.
third party is?
Bern? You had their names. What was it?
Chris.
Great. Very peculiar name.
Leader of the organization known as the World, Chris.
Chris.
Yes,
Yes,
to the guard, Chris.
a well-known agent within the underground. His name
Known
is
only as Chris.
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 Yes.
So, How would saying their name be like?
Depends. What name?
The fucking.
No
I think
one
I'm wrong.
speaks the name of Chris.
Probably wouldn't go down well.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, that would probably go fairly poorly.
What was the question that you asked again?
Who sent you?
Who told you? Who sent you? Yeah.
The third party.
that.
Are you, how
Say something.
have you heard of is it Aleuir who's the high commander guy in
The guy who's been speaking to you a bunch. Aleuir, yes.
Aleuir? Yes. Are you aware of Hurricane and Aleuir from Adamantia?
The High Marshals. Or the High Marshal and the High Governor.
Yes, we're partially on business for them.
I see.
You may have heard there was a a while back. We dealt with it, so sort of. Well, we got picked.
I see. You have.
But yes, we weren't given much info. So.
Do you have documents for the meeting the commander?
Afraid not. Is there a way to get an appointment without them, or?
I mean, state your names. I'll
Well, I
get
have our
someone.
guild. We have our guild memberships, and
Actually,
but,
better. Come with me.
Oh, okay.
He begins to lead you through the doorway and into the open halls. You see, it leads into a initial courtyard, a more open area with a very thin layer of what looks to be crossbeam timber wood as a natural support, but still open to the rest of the world on the outside. Warm down here, as it is fairly sheltered. But you can see another set of arches ahead of you. You can see various staircases leading up to the walls on the outside, and a few large towers on the built into the main kind of shell to the fortress itself. As he leads you to the second door, the set of guards there kind of look. One of them pulls the door open enough to allow you all through. As you head in, you are brought into a very open, about 15 feet high ceiling, large central load-bearing pillars made from a very thick grey stone, same as the majority of the construction here. You can see a few tapestries and doorways that lead into various areas, as well as seeing a few other just general individuals who seem to be doing more of the paper pushers in the work. And he leads you over to one such individual, as you see a dwarf with a pair of spectacles on, currently going through a few pieces of paper. As you're kind of dragged up, he just goes, talk to him, and then turns around and leaves. And the other person's like, you can't just do. Yes, what is it you want?
Hello.
Hello.
We're the new Dawn Marshals from Adamantia.
Right.
And we've been contracted by a third party to locate and deal with that the Morbin problem that was plaguing you recently, I believe. We have our guild memberships to prove our identities, and we were wondering if we could talk to the. Is this guy a dwarf? Is this guy this guy isn't the commander, is he?
Doesn't look like it. It's a paper pusher.
And we'd like to talk to whoever is applicable, preferably the commander, in order to get all necessary information we can to deal with the issue.
Right. And you're just here on business?
I mean, might do some shopping as well, but yeah, pretty much.
It's like a 2-for-1 deal. We'll get rid of your rat problem and also, help your economy.
Yeah.
It's great.
Maybe do some sightseeing. I've never been to Orum before.
Right. You have a slip, reference, something? You should be here. Something that I can check.
I can call up, Hurricane, the High Governor of Adamanthia, if you like. Oh, wait, you got the thing?
No, do I have anything?
No. You were told, deal with the Morbin in Oramanka.
No. Would you want me to call up Hurricane from Adamanthia?
That wouldn't really help unless you have sending stones to one another. But
I
even
mean,
then,
I have
that's dicey.
sending. Like, I have sending, the magic.
Again, it's one way. It won't work for me.
But he can send things to us if you'd like.
To you,
Maybe.
yes, but I don't know if you're actually doing anything, or even if you're sending it to Hurricane.
Well, no, but he can send the papers to us, and we can hand them over to you.
Oh, that's what he's talking about.
What?
He doesn't know that we're actually
coming from
getting the
Hurricane.
paperwork from Hurricane.
Well, he
himself.
wouldn't know we were actually getting the paperwork from Hurricane if we handed them to him anyway.
It's more of the matter of... It's more of the matter of if this was official business, you would have been sent here with a permit. And I can't just let you waltz in.
That's why I said we were hired by a third party. Like,
You never told me that. You said you were here on Hurricane's business.
You weren't told that.
They weren't.
You said to call up Hurricane.
I said we can call up Hurricane for any permits or anything. Like, I didn't say that we were there on his business.
You can assume.
Right? No. We were hired by a third party. I could call up Hurricane to get any necessary permits or documents that you require, but he's not the one that hired us. It's one of those cash in hand deals.
Alright, someone want to roll me a d20 for his persuasion check?
Let's see.
I mean, I should probably do it.
I know you should, but you're not the one talking here.
That's true. You're on your own, Sasha.
3.
3.
Ooh.
Hey. That has got a whole +4.
Okay, so 7.
7.
Unless you'd be able to present me with official documentation, I can't let you in.
We got anything that counts as official documentation?
You've already shown them your guild symbols, and they didn't accept that as a form of official documentation. Just putting that out there.
I don't know. The only thing I know is I'm Steel Arena otherwise. It doesn't.
No.
No? Nothing? Okay. Well, if you'd like to leave me to my business, then I'll get back to it. He kind of shoos you away and proceeds to ignore you.
Well, that sucks.
You're currently standing in the hall of the fortress.
Excellent.
Well, looks like we gotta find our way to those tunnels ourselves.
Usually this works. Alright.
Hey, Bern, your employer sucks. They didn't give us anything to work with.
Anyone have a charm spell?
My employers don't really do official.
You're the bard! Wait, no, you're Jay. Will,
Huh?
Use charm. Charm him. Be charming.
All right. Do you want to knock on the door and see if it leads us back in, so I can?
No, you go first.
Start charming.
You're still standing in the Great Hall. You haven't left.
Okay.
Use your orky
You're
wiles.
standing there talking to each other.
All right.
Like, do you want to use charm?
No. Don't use charm person. Use your charm.
Yeah, I don't have charm person, but I do have
You're sexy.
natural charm. What, do you want me to seduce him?
If you like.
After a good night, you might actually get some answers. Oh shit.
Can't hurt.
Alright.
It's like 7:30 in the morning. Go wait a while.
Good morning. It's a very good morning.
No, he ain't into it.
Okay, you haven't actually said anything. You don't get to roll yet.
That is true.
Oof.
Go and actually do it, okay?
Alright.
Seduce that man.
If we're gonna do it, we've got to put something at stake first. You can't just roll and then...
What do I know I have to...
Forgive my pint-sized compatriot. I probably shouldn't say that. You're also a dwarf. Damn it!
Honestly, I'm quite tall for a dwarf, actually.
Oh my god, this is
See,
getting worse.
that's what a 3 gets you.
That's a good start. I'm sorry for my pint-sized compatriot.
Wait, shit.
The individual looks over at the desk at you, very offended, immediately like raises his pencil and like swirls it in the air, and you watch just a small squadron of guards begin to head towards you guys.
Maybe we should leave.
Why do you guys have to do this?
Well, I don't see you doing anything.
Yeah, fuck you too.
I mean, I could have done something, but
Oh, please do, Mr. Prince.
Yeah, well, I'd love to hear about all the things that you could do.
Should I?
Be my guest.
Yeah, we're running quite quick out of options here.
It's not like this is
okay,
going to be a
yeah.
TPK, guys. You don't have to worry about that.
Fine,
TPK, what'd you do?
It's
We
fine.
annoyed a desk cleric.
We're just
I'll
sorting out
use the
some
ring of
inter-party tension here. It's fine. We're working through it.
What did you say, Sudz?
Said I'll use the ring of rulership.
Okay. What's the save on that?
It's a wisdom save.
What's the DC?
What would they roll?
What's the DC?
17.
17. Now, what do you say in combination with this?
Just wish for you to hear us out.
Okay. Individual looks at you and goes, "Alright, I'm listening."
We weren't officially hired to do this. We were passing through the city on our way through to the ravine, and we did hear something along the way about Morbin attacks. Since we did deal with Morbin before, we thought we could stop in and help this city with the Morbin as well, since we helped with the Morbin in Adamantia. We just would like to know where we can find the Morbin, or where we can find a way down to where their tunnels are.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Don't fail. 6,
Okay.
15. Oh, okay.
The guard's gonna rock up and he goes, "It's fine. I misunderstood what they said. I can't let you speak to the commander. I have a job to do. But if you're just looking for the tunnels, and you're looking to put yourselves out of the way, then try it down at the creek, the old river and lake. It's near where the waterfalls are. They burrowed in behind them."
Thank you.
In 1 hour, that charm will wear off.
8 hours.
8 hours, okay. So in 8 hours, the charm will wear off. You rolled a 16 total.
Oh, just barely.
13 plus 3. Yeah, I was like, oh, so close. That's why I asked for the DC rather than saying it. Because I was like, if it's a DC 16, it's going to be fairly tough, but yeah. Alright, so. With that information, the guards leave you be, and you're left standing in the main hall. What do you do?
Oh, let's
There,
go
you
down to
have
the
it
creek.
Go check these holes out. Go check these holes.
Stop by the forge.
Okay. So, heading back outside, passing by the guards. The guards don't particularly care. However, you did leave. They assumed due to the quickness you were probably kicked out or turned away. However, they don't particularly take much care or notice. You begin to head towards the creek, heading northward through the town, and you begin to pass by the large blacksmithing area there. You see before you several dwarves. I'd probably say about 40 to 50 dwarves currently working on this massive forge area. You can see various individuals currently working on melting down bits and pieces here. You can see what looks to be other individuals. What looks to be a foreman currently giving a few orders and kind of taking in a few bits. You can see a few humans and what looks to be a small squad of guards kind of rock up. They go in through the main entrance and they head out the back and they talk with a few individuals and then head back out. This is a large forge area. By the looks of it, this would be the equivalent of probably a small industrial base forge. From the dwarven cities, this would probably equate fairly well to one of the smaller forging families. The size of this could make several hundreds of weapons a day, but compared to the large dwarven forges that are underground,
It's nothing.
it's nothing. Yeah.
Oh, I do love a good forge. Haven't seen a decent one in a while. Other than, of course, the divine forge, but you know.
Looking about, you can see quite a lot of the dwarves are at work. They don't particularly heed much mind of you, but a few of them do take very much note of your armor. And quite a few begin to they look curiously as this band of individuals comes through. An individual with a large crystal guard drake and a paper drake on his shoulder, a half-orc carrying a large stone vial, a dwarf wearing shiny dragon armor, a human wearing very posh clothing for such a rundown city, and
Floating on a spear.
floating on a spear, and a Minotaur wearing heavy shiny plate armor and carrying a massive axe on his back. Very interesting bunch.
Wait, then that's Rook. Wait, which one was Malcom? Was he the fancy clothes one, or?
He was the one with the crystal drake and the paper drake on his
Oh
shoulder.
right, I forgot that. I'm smart, guys.
9 intelligence. Yeah.
Yeah.
Murder.
It's not just in game. It's IRL as well.
Yes. So you see the large forge here. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I'm going to ignite my beard and remove my my scarf.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna-
And I'm going to look for anyone who isn't particularly busy.
Okay. That is a 10 on your performance check. The people who are already taking note of this strange ragtag individuals coming through take even more of an interest in this.
Yes.
Then, as you begin to make a walk towards them, one of them is just staring at you as you approach. Are the rest of you following in the approach, or are you staying back? You are?
Yeah, I am.
Alright.
Okay, everyone's gone. So,
Greetings. Myself and my fellows are blacksmiths, and these two are at least, and we're looking to see what sort of styles you have going on here. Is that all right?
If you're looking for looking for things to purchase, you're gonna want to head into the main entrance.
No, more wanting to look at your work, as in your actual working.
Oh, then stick around. It's open forge for a reason.
I noticed some people were having a look. If you want to ask questions, ask away.
Dragon armor?
Yes.
Impressive. You from one of the main cities?
No. Originally from. Did we come up with a name for my town, Chris?
No, that was on you.
Yeah. Okay.
Do it live.
Originally from Banton, by
Banton.
Look, it was all I could come up with. Okay. Originally by Banton, just
Banton and Binton.
Just by Bostelin and Castle, whatever it's called. What's it called, Chris? The place where Castleforn, yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah, near the Coldfields.
Yes.
Or near.
Sort of like in between all three of them.
Yeah, in the small hill area.
And then we came in through Adamantia, where we've been hanging around for a while, and actually haven't been to one of the major cities in a while. I need to do that.
So you came across the armor then? There's no real place to
No.
it outside of the capitals.
Oh no, there are ways. There are very special forges that exist that can manage it. It was bloody difficult though, let me tell you that.
You forged it yourself then?
Oh yes. Look, you can see my holy symbol here, and I went to a symbol of a Turan. Wait, is that kind of illegal?
Nine Intelligence has that thought after showing
Okay.
it.
It's illegal enough that it's not going to be recognized. Hey, they're dwarves. They're cool.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Hey, we literally we're just with a group of dwarves that literally worship a Turan as well. So, well, they worship a Turan and what's his name? Light Daddy. Motal.
Yeah. Alright. One thing I'm going to quickly do is I'm quickly going to change the Discord server's setting back over to Central or Western Europe. Oh no, who did we lose? Did I kill someone?
We are missing Will.
We're missing Will.
Alright.
Fun enough, of all the ones I was expecting to die there.
Yeah, sorry about that. I did that because Central Europe is having problems at the moment. Anyway. So, as you show him the symbol, he takes note and doesn't seem to act on it too much.
Oh.
It's there and looks and goes, gotta say I don't recognize that one.
Probably for the best. Doesn't matter.
Can I
but
insight?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I will also insight him because I'm not a complete moron.
Natural one, yes you are.
Alright.
Yeah, Sasha, you think it's fine. Maybe you even got yourself a new acolyte.
That's
Who knows?
Fine.
That's a lot. You can tell he genuinely doesn't know. He seems to have very
wonderful
little care for religion.
It's a wonderful goddess. Goes by the name of goes by the name of
smacks in the back of the head.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Sorry, a cleric. I get a little bit. But yes, forge god. So yeah.
Forge God. Perfect.
Hmm.
Let's encourage him to look it up.
Yes, of course.
They can look it up
I'm cool
after.
with them after we've gone.
I mean, it's like not like they know your name is Sasha.
He says out loud in front of him.
How else am I gonna say it?
Well,
Not like they know you're a prince, Malcom.
Oh, shut.
That was not that was not an actual statement in character.
okay.
Same with mine.
Alright. Well, yeah, never heard of them.
That's fair enough. Not a common thing, but well, divinity is how I managed to forge this, so pretty good.
Well, Flamebeard's weird, but each to their own.
Oh, other one got burnt off by dragonfire.
And it was replaced with fire?
Yeah, funny that, isn't it?
Do you know if that always works?
Probably not, if I'm honest.
Okay.
I wouldn't try it.
Don't try it
I
at
think
home,
it was the
kids.
whole, holy person thing.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
And the Darwin Awards go to.
God.
Dwarf that tries to get beard burnt off by dragonfire to get a cool fire beard.
Dwarves are tough.
Hey,
You lived.
Worked out for you.
I mean, 1 out of how many people?
1 out of an entire village?
Hey, he's got pretty good
Hey, no,
chances here.
the village most of the village was okay. It's just that, the brewery blew up. And all my family were murdered.
By the dragon or the brewery blowing up?
The dragon blew up the brewery, so the boat.
Wait, is that a
the
murder or is that
dragon-
an accident?
It
It's
was
manslaughter.
intentional
Or
harm.
dwarf slaughter.
Oh my
That
God.
dragon
So,
meant to
so the
hurt.
dragon was targeting
I'm very
your
curious what
family.
grudge that dragon had against your brewery.
Just a dick, honestly.
This shit is flat.
I didn't like your beer.
It's just watered down Burgunstermeister.
How dare you! Our drinks are 100% alcohol! Oh, that might be why they were having issues.
Oh my God.
That explains all those horrible fights.
No, it's fine, because that's just like 50% for dwarves. Right, Chris? That's how that works.
Sure.
Outside of dwarves, however, it became very effective for assassinations by giving their targets liver failure. Just one drop is all it takes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mhm.
so he goes back to his work. A few other individuals look around. They're kind of interested, but then they lose interest after you finish your conversation. They got work to do.
What quality does their work with?
I mean, insight check. Actually, no. Investigation.
I'd also like to look for like the most high quality work here.
Okay. Oh, you're rolling on my screen, Infernal. You don't need to keep rolling.
I'm lagging really hard, so I don't know what's happening.
Okay. You rolled. I don't know what you rolled to begin with because you rolled it too soon.
It was
so...
a 12. That's what I saw. And then it rolled again.
Okay. What was that?
Welcome!
Well,
There's a new
someone
episode
who's
of
very
Unraveled.
welcoming.
Uh-huh.
Guys seen Polygon Unraveled?
No.
Nope. Anyway,
Good, give it a check.
Okay, as you're kind of looking over the work, it's decent. It's good quality for military grade, but it's not going to be up to snuff for you guys. It's not enchanted or anything, it's just well made.
Okay.
Okay.
Do, do, do.
Let me know when you guys want to move on. You're the guys in control here.
Oh, cool. if we don't find anything like particularly impressive, then just like a quick like look over to make sure to see if there's anything new to learn, and then we out of there.
They seem to just be doing mass production. By the looks of it, they're just making military-grade equipment, doing probably regular repairs, nails, that kind of thing. Just general blacksmithing to make tools and bits and bobs, but nothing special. Looking over their work, there are a few good pieces, but they aren't made for adventuring, I guess you could say. They're more made as if they're made for a
Show
purpose,
pieces?
so commissions.
Oh. Yeah, showroom pieces.
Yeah.
Can I do some sort of investigation or insight to try and see if there's anything to learn blacksmithing-wise here?
Sure. So investigation. I'm going to assume -1.
Oh yeah, I just saw it on screen. Oof.
Yeah, so that's a 5. No. There's nothing here for you to learn. You know most of the stuff they're doing.
All right. Then Sasha's bored and is just going to ask people. So you hear? So I heard there are some Morbans about. Is that a thing? Like, what happened there?
One dwarf looks over and goes, "There was not long ago. Yeah, they dug in through the back of the waterfalls and attacked us in one swoop. We dealt with most of them, but there's still quite a few of them out there. Got away with quite a lot of gold. Killed a few people and took the corpses, but that was about it. Mingled within the rest of them, there was a mix of strange undead-looking ones.
Oh, that's not fun.
And yeah, that wasn't particularly great. Shortly after, there was a disease that ran around, but that's gone now.
Oh, good.
At this point, he looks up and down and kind of moves in a little bit closer, kind of shuffling, and goes, "But there is one thing that happened. Over the winter, right from what they believe to be right at the peak of winter at some point. Apparently, over those 3 days, about 20 or so families went missing. But they don't know from what."
This in the city?
Yes. The houses were destroyed, the doors were broken off. You could probably see a few of them around the place. Families just gone.
Horrible.
Buildings turned upside down. We don't know what happened to them. There wasn't any blood or corpses or anything. Just gone.
No one saw anything?
No. It was the dead of winter. You're all looking at maybe a couple of feet of snow, plus blizzards and howling winds. You wouldn't have heard a thing.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I hope that they get found safely.
Maybe. They've been missing for a
To
couple
clarify, that's us that's gonna do it.
They've been missing for 2 weeks.
They're probably dead.
Don't know that they could be slaves.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, they've probably died and been eaten, but they could be slaves. Anyway, I'm gonna move on from that, kind of drastic tone change, and say, so, to the waterfall then?
To the waterfall. Da-la-la.
I love going to the waterfalls.
Okay.
Wash
I
my
love
glorious hair.
water features.
Alright then. Heading down into the small area down here, you can hear and see a stream as it kind of flows by. You can hear the sound of a nearby crashing waterfall kind of flowing down and into the pools nearby. Don't think I have a waterfall sound actually. Which is a shame. It's fine. I'm seeing if I can find one.
Bloop.
Bloop. I can do that.
That's a rather disappointing waterfall, isn't it?
There you go. That'll do.
Bloop.
Yeah, no, I don't think I have anything like that. Oh, well, that's fine. No, but as you get a little bit closer, the sound of the water kind of rushing down is deafening nearby. But you can see that there are two waterfalls in this area, both of which kind of split off, traveling under the bridges or under the wall, and then under a set of bridges before collapsing down into two rivers, which merge into a fairly large pool or lake, and then it travels down into the ravine where it collapses into the ravine itself.
Okay. Cool. Should we inspect
Wait, so we're
around the
here?
waterfalls?
So
Out of curiosity, where are the mines? Are they in the ravine?
The mines for
Yeah.
the holes.
You said this was a mining town, right?
From what you can tell, it is, but you don't know where the mines are.
I assume they'd be in the ravine,
Maybe. Who knows?
because I don't see a mine on this map,
Very true.
unless that's what this is. But I doubt that.
Anyway.
Do we see any of the holes that the things came
Make me an investigation check. I'll say everybody because you're all doing this. You could all go ahead and make a roll. Harlan, I'll roll for you. That's an
Thank
18,
you.
Harlan. Congratulations. You did
Hooray!
Ten.
I'm
that.
finally not as shit.
Investigation.
Is that +4, obviously?
Mine's an 11.
I've got 10.
Wait, no, it's investigation. You said so. -1.
It's fine. Something to do with stone cunning.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with
Let's
that.
go with
Chris.
that. Yeah. So.
I
what
can't
was-
roll. So you need to roll.
Oh, did you DC? Fine. Go ahead.
Like,
His
I'm
ping is
in
at
game, but I'm
99.
999 ping. And just nothing.
All right. You got a 10. All right. What was everybody's total?
11.
I got 10.
Sudz is gone. All right.
Bye.
I'll just give a quick
Which
roll.
dice? Oh, okay.
16. It's fine. All right. So Sasha, you're the first one to notice this. Noticing abnormal rock formations, you head around the back of the waterfall. You can immediately see what looks to be a small tunnel, which is then immediately caved off with large rocks and dirt, as if it's been collapsed from the inside. You can see there's about 2 or 3 of them here in a kind of a bunch along this back wall.
Okay.
Sasha, have I lost you as well?
No, I'm just dumb.
It's funny because the dumb one's the first one to notice. What does it say about the rest of us?
Right. There's tunnels. I think. They are tunnels, right?
Huh?
Is it just one
They're
opening? or-
collapsed tunnels.
Ah, collapsed tunnel. That's the one issue. Can I try and do some sort of stone cunning check to work out how far in the collapsing goes?
Oh, you don't need to. You can see looking in at the tunnel. It goes about 1 or 2 feet, and then it begins to go into the rock and dirt. You have no idea the nature of how it got there, and you have no idea if it was a natural cave-in or an unnatural cave-in. Regardless, you'd have no idea how long the cave-in could go for.
Cool.
Don't know how.
So
I
What about the other one?
thing for this, guys.
What about the other one?
Well, we're checking all of them, Chris. Is there any differences?
no, doesn't seem to be too much of a difference. But again, as I think what Malcolm was referring to is the other waterfall.
Yeah,
Oh,
the other
right.
waterfall.
Ah, okay.
To the other waterfall.
Looking at the same waterfall, I'll say it looks to be near enough the same. There are a few discrepancies in the size of the holes and the nature of where it collapsed, but it looks like it has been collapsed. And it is a mix of loose earth and stone.
Is it like if there's are there lots of like boulders, or is it like small rocks, or what?
It looks like there are. It's quite a lot of small rocks, but there's also quite a lot of just natural earth that's just collapsed into this section here.
Well, that does mean it's probably not load bearing. Do you want to try and dig through, or?
I attempt to use mold earth.
Okay.
Move it.
You use mold earth. You move the earth, and immediately more earth falls to replace it.
Perfect.
Sasha lies.
No, I said it wasn't load bearing. I didn't say there wasn't more dirt. I just meant the place wasn't going to collapse down on us. Well, if we know the directions that these tunnels go towards initially, Chris, these different waterfalls, I don't suppose they end up going to different, like... If you were to follow them all in a roughly straight line, would they all converge at a certain point, or?
Initially, looking at the trajectory of them, can you roll an intelligence check for this?
Uh-oh.
Natural
Good luck,
20.
me. Holy shit, really?
Looking at these, they probably don't all go in the initially. The general curvature of them probably means that they don't go all in the same direction. Or they don't go in the same direction and they wouldn't really meet up that much, which probably means that they must connect to some either central chamber or central tunnel of some form nearby.
Be right back.
Or at least have a network. For there to be this many separate tunnels would take a lot more work than that.
Anything else I can glean with my natural 20?
You're going to need support beams and to pack the earth in order to stop it from collapsing.
Okay, so that's not going to happen. God damn it! Why can't this be Minecraft?
Where you can use a torch.
In such a case, everything above you will be gravel.
Torches work on gravel.
If I put this torch underneath this,
No, it's not how that works.
All the earth is just gonna disappear.
Yeah, that's it. Just cleanse the entire face of the cliff.
Yep, you glitch out and then one guy just falls through the floor and dies. You're responsible for a murder.
Can I choose who it is?
No.
Oh.
Elsyan falls and dies.
Yay!
No! Elsyan!
So.
My God, I didn't even notice him.
He's not here.
I know.
So. What is your plan?
Familiar to you.
Come on, guys. You can't all be tired or quiet.
Well,
Or do you want me to roll for random encounters? And just have you fight some random bullets or purple worms?
if they can break the opening, sure.
Yeah, break the opening, get attacked by purple worms. That's a good idea.
Bullet is fine.
How about this?
You sure about that? There's 6
Something
holes.
that can dig.
Oh no. Oh no.
I need beasts. Hold up.
Malcom,
But
can't you transform into anything that can dig?
Yeah, transform into Excadrill.
Oh yeah, can't you become a giant mole? Actually, Chris, can he become a giant mole?
Yeah. He's reached CR1 now, so he has the ability to change into dire moles.
Dire mole.
I could
That means
be
he
a
can
dire
dig
mole.
through it.
Yeah, a dire mole.
How big is a dire mole? Is it big enough to where I can make a hole for everybody to fit?
It's large, yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
it might be easier to not go directly through the tunnels that's already made since they're
I was
caving
gonna
in.
go right in between the two.
Okay.
I meant like here.
Also, you have tremor sense, so you can actually tell where all the other ones are.
That's not how tremor sense works. It doesn't let you know if there are holes nearby.
Yeah, holes
What's
don't
the
move.
point of it?
It lets you sense movement. You know what a tremor is, right?
Yeah. Have you not seen the film?
Yeah.
No!
Right.
Bad
cool.
film.
Then go watch a classic.
Yeah.
Isn't that the
Anyway.
one where they
Making
went
a
down
hole.
into the earth and then explosion? Wait, what
No,
am I
that
thinking of?
is the wrong movie.
That's the wrong film altogether.
Talk about the one with
God.
Kevin Bacon.
Ah,
What?
bacon.
Bacon. Hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right.
so
Yes. Digging hole.
okay,
Dick, dick, dick,
make
dick,
me
dick, dick, dick.
no, make me an athletics check.
Diggy diggy hole, I'm digging a hole.
As a diable, hold up, I got
Yeah, Diamol would have a +6 to their athletics for this.
Malcolm
plus
is the wearer kidna.
got it. Alright.
Okay, 24.
He dug a hole.
You watch as Malcolm turns into a Diamol and proceeds to dig. With this process, the Diamol proceeds to dig through the earth, scratching and tearing away at it, moving bits out the way to the side, and snuffling through. It's an interesting display from Malcolm to watch this occur. I believe for beast shape you can stay in this form for 4 hours now.
Maybe.
It's half your druid level, so that'll be 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for the next, let's see, for the next 3 hours, you watch as by the way, where were you digging again exactly?
I
Where
was
we are.
digging. Yeah.
Right in the middle here. Okay.
Yeah.
Yup.
I think he's
Okay.
digging in the middle. Are
Okay.
you gonna connect to one of the tunnels or?
He's going to
Well,
attempt to. I
there's
assume.
supposed to be from Sasha's net 20. There should be a central tunnel or central connecting point for the holes. So I was thinking if I dig in the middle, I could find it.
Okay. You begin to dig, and you continue digging for 3 hours. You get a little bit tired. You kind of begin to break through some of the stone. There hasn't been any collapses. You've left behind you a few piles of earth, which means that getting back as a Diamol is going to be difficult because you can't really turn around. You'll have to unbeast shape and then walk back through. But you don't hear or sense any movement through the earth, which makes it very difficult to hone in on if there are any gaps at all.
Okay.
So, you're going to keep digging?
Yeah, we're gonna keep going.
Maybe we should try connect it to the tunnel or the previous one, so we can just continue going from there.
He doesn't really know where it is though.
I either turn left or I turn right. That's why I picked the middle.
Oh, fair days.
In such a case, I'm going to say make me a survival or perception check. The results will be different, so let me know which one you
Survival.
want to use. Survival.
That
Is
is
20 total, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. Using your beast shape, you continue to try and dig. You go for an hour. You're fairly sure you'll hit one of the tunnels soon. Your beast shape runs out. Do you want to pop another one, or?
Sure.
Okay. Popping into the next one and continuing to dig. Another hour goes by. You hear what sounds to be a bell sounding a few times from the clock tower in the center of town. You can hear what sounds to be a little bit more of a livelier neighborhood, which means probably the caravans have returned by this point, as you're all kind of waiting outside for this to continue or following Malcom. And after about another 2 hours, you're continuing to dig and you aren't finding anything. And as you're kind of scuffling through, your claw catches on something. And as you pull your claw away, a stone rolls to one side, and you can see the faint shimmer of light.
Hmm.
Now, being a mole and being
Light
underground,
is not good.
light is not great for you, as this is blinding you, and meaning going further is going to be difficult.
Hmm. Well, does it look like I could be able to, like, make it the rest of the way through as Malcom, or with
As
Lando?
Malcom, you could probably break away at it and just make your way through, yeah. The
Okay,
rest of the party at
then
this
I'm
point, you'd
just gonna
probably all be
turn
waiting
back.
outside as you've heard, as you know that Malcolm's busy digging a hole.
I mean, I assumed we were following after.
Yeah, I thought we were following.
You're just gonna follow for the 5 hours?
I assume so, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tick, 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 tick.
Following for the 5 hours, you see the faint break of light in the distance. It's very, very faint and subtle, but you can see it through where there's a slight hole in the wall.
That hurt.
At this point, Sasha, Malcom, you hear a slight skittering, and then it's gone.
I think we've arrived.
You have arrived at your destination.
Right.
You hear
We
a
should be
mole.
careful. Chris, do I know anything about how many they could be?
Lots.
Roll me a... What would this be? I'd say a history check for this.
Can I roll a nature check for it?
Alright, that was a 2 on your part, Infernal. So what's your nature? Or your history, rather?
Mine? Not great, probably.
Okay.
History. 2.
2. A lot. You know, you were never concerned with numbers before. You don't see why they should be important now.
Can I roll a
That's
nature
true.
check on it?
Go ahead. Okay. I'm gonna say the DC is vastly higher due to your minor experience with this.
Hey, we fought them.
You fought them. You
Or-
fought about 20 of them. You didn't know how big the hive was.
True.
20.
So,
But-
thinking
and
over
so-
this, and with what you know, six holes means 6 separate attacks. That's potentially a lot of Morbin. The fact that the garrison here were able to deal with it means that it can't be too big. But the fact that they actually managed to do some damage means you're probably in the range of skilled warriors, assuming going from just general battle tactics that you'd probably be picking up on. Probably guess there's maybe 200, 250 soldiers that could have responded to that at any time, and they would have had to fight uphill. Meaning the Morbin probably are in the range of 200 to 1,500, but you aren't sure how many.
Plus the undead looking.
Plus the undead ones, maybe including them, plus any leaders they probably have. Dealing with the leader before, you know the leaders aren't particularly powerful. Their strongest thing is that they carry very large numbers with them.
This is gonna be a pain. Are we sure we want to do this?
He told us to. Went to Bern.
I mean, you've made a hole now.
Yeah, but
I've made a hole, but
kind
we
of
can
here.
just go back and make it look like this hole never existed.
Just stick a giant poster over it.
There is nothing here in Draconic, so nobody can read it.
Have any of you got painter's tools to draw a pretty Morbin lady and just stick a poster over the front?
I can get some.
Oh no.
I can make a plaque, I guess.
So,
Oh,
what are you
God.
going to do?
Are we going in?
I mean, at some point we're gonna have to do this, aren't we?
That's true.
And I'm full of spell slot.
You
Same.
also don't have Queglod at the moment.
Oh yeah!
Probably
I
wait for it.
assumed Queglod would be coming with us, but okay.
Queg-
Yeah, you guys
Queglos
went-
took off.
That's why I asked, are you guys all going... That's why when I asked her, any of you staying outside, you all said, oh no, we're going inside. So Queglod had no chance to find you. So she's not with you.
Send her ascending anyone?
No, that's
Sasha?
a third level spell slot. What the fuck? No.
Malcom has extra, doesn't he?
I don't have
He doesn't
sending.
have sending, he's a druid.
Okay. What if we just go outside and, like, wave her down?
We
Alright,
need to
get
go back
going.
for 5 hours.
But that was digging it. How long will it take to walk back?
Um,
Yes.
How long will it take?
how long would it take to get back?
Probably an hour, maybe 2, walk.
Good. You good guys? Good for that?
I mean,
You've gone pretty far. You've made a distance. Actually, no, I'd say because of the fact that you'd probably be recorrecting your course a few times, I'd probably say about an hour.
Take a short rest of walking. That's one thing. Technically.
Alternatively, you could just leave Ghaakt here, casting Liamon's tiny heart over and over again.
Yes, let's do that. Make a bubble. Make an impenetrable bubble. You can make its color match the stone, so no one notices.
I mean, will we really need that 1 3rd level spell?
Yes.
No.
Even if we go outside, she's flying around. How are we gonna find her?
Oh,
Okay, there we go.
welcome back, Will.
Yes.
We wait.
I was saying things. I was going to say, why did Queglod go on aerial recon for an enemy that lives underground?
Yeah.
She said she was getting
she
the lay of
was
the
Getting
land.
the lay of the land, yeah.
But they're underground.
I assumed that when we started heading to the waterfall, we waved her down, but I realized we didn't specifically state that. So, yeah, that's where the issue came from.
The reason I had it happen is so that I don't have to worry about Queglod. I can just leave her in the sky.
And now
you
the only
guys can
thing we're
worry
worrying
about
about.
Queglod.
Yeah, now we have to worry about her. Can I see the top of the hole from here?
It's not a vertical hole. It's horizontal
Ah, jeez.
and curved, so no, you wouldn't be able to.
Where's the horizon? So
We're
I
about
can't
an
just.
hour away.
I mean, if y'all want to go there, me and Rook can stay here and wait.
Yeah.
You guys stay here. I'll run up, flag down Queglod, and if anything goes wrong, deal with it.
Right.
Okay?
Alright.
Simple tactics. Deal with
Sasha
it.
starts sprinting off.
I'm sending Featherwing with Sasha.
Okay.
Send.
Oh yeah, Featherwing
Then-
can move like hundreds of feet per hour. Why don't you just send Featherwing?
No, that's paper. That's B.
Felipe.
B can move
Okay.
fast. But again, I don't think B has dark vision, so B can't actually fly in this setting.
I'll check.
Yeah, you check. If she does, then you can, but otherwise, no. Anyway, so Sasha, you're running back up. Okay.
Send the person with the shortest
the
legs.
reason I sent Featherwing is because I can actually speak telepathically with Featherwing.
Within a mile, yes.
Jogging. See, I can't sprint because I don't want to, exhaust myself. But I'm going for a bit. I'm doing a jog to make sure I'm going at a decent pace.
You do your stretches beforehand.
Oh,
I
it's
can
actually a really
imagine
good
that
core
scene
workout.
from Lord of the Rings,
That was an
you
extra
know.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oof. Actually, I'm kind of enjoying this now. Good burn.
But that just kills something. What?
Oh, if I do this enough, I might get extras on my dexterity.
Probably more. I
minus
don't
it.
think that's how that.
B
probably
actually
Constitution.
does have dark.
He does. Do you want to send B instead, or?
No.
I've already started.
You know what?
I've started, so I'll
B
finish.
shoots past, you know.
Yeah, I'm sending B now.
Okay.
Let her have this.
Okay.
the
About 10 minutes down the tunnel, Sasha, you're just going, and in your mind you're just thinking, I don't know why I offered, and then just vroom, zooms past you as this like torpedo jet speed paper drake just zooms past, in the form of a paper aeroplane, because she can change her form at will.
Oh, good. If you weren't going to say it, I was.
As Sasha sees it, just like stops for a second, and just from all the way back where they are, 10 minutes down the line, the rest of the party just hear.
Okay, now I've got to do 10 minutes back.
No, Sasha's gonna continue going.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Gonna,
So-
you know, catch Queglod on the back.
This is a matter of personal pride now.
Okay, so while this is all going on, while you're waiting there, you're waiting for Sasha and Queglod to return. B goes out onto the surface. Make a perception check for Queglod in Felipe form. So this is a +3, natural 1.
Oof.
Flies paper.
She's nowhere. She doesn't see anything. She doesn't know where you are. She doesn't know anything about where you are, and she seems to. And B can't see her either. As she has landed, and she has taken, and she's gone to the nearby tavern to see if she can find some locals, some strange locals, who were her group, but she can't seem to find them. She goes to the forge, she goes into other areas, but she seems to get caught up in quite a lot of it and can't seem to find you. Sasha, you reach the entrance of the waterfall and you look out and you kind of look around, panting, grabbing your waist. You got a little, you can't. You're gonna get a stitch. And you see B return and just stop, and B goes, I can't find Queglod anywhere.
God, you know, okay. Can I do a metagame joke quickly?
Go for it.
No.
Have you checked the tavern? She's a massive alcoholic. This was funny. I just enjoyed it. No. I'm going to I don't want to use sending because it costs the whole third level spell slot. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Can I use the cantrip Toll the Dead? I'd like to cause the sound of the Dora spell to sort of ring out, and just have it like ring out from the waterfall to try and attract Queglod wherever she may be.
It's a cantrip.
Yeah.
I'm going to allow it at disadvantage with no modifiers.
Okay.
Alright, let's see.
It's not gonna work, but it's worth a try.
That's a nat 20 and a
30.
13.
With the
Come
13,
on, Chris. Can I get something here?
there is a toll. However, there is also a giant waterfall, which is vastly louder. You don't seem to have reached her.
Hmm.
So,
Bugger.
while this is all going on, 1 hour down the path, the rest of you who are all underground hear what sounds to be some skittering from the pathway. As
Languages.
Hmm?
Comprehend languages.
okay, you hear what sounds to be you don't understand what language it is. It seems to be a animalistic language, or you don't know what language or how you would speak it, but you understand what is being said. As one of them says,
I heard it from over here. Strange sound. Sound of moving earth. Rock and torch moved. You sure? If there's intruders down here, we're going to need to kill them, or at very least warn the others. If the surface dwellers are coming down here. Especially if it's them strange, scaled folk again. It's fine. I can look down the hall. I can look down the hallway. If I see anything, I can rush back.
I'd like you all to make stealth checks, please.
Oh, bloody hell.
Disadvantage, Rook, because we're in plate armor.
Oh.
15.
Yeah.
Plus
I am
10.
invisible.
Hang on.
You
Stealth.
all rolled very high. Bern, you rolled
17.
And I got 4 on that as well, so I got 14.
14, okay.
I'm invisible.
Okay. Taking the stealth and kind of holding yourselves back. Kind of making sure you're very stealthy. I'm not going to have you roll for Orum. Just because we'll say that...
She's laying down.
She's laying down, she's remaining stationary. We'll embed it into your stealth check.
Yeah, that's 28.
Yeah. As you remain stealthy, you hear what sounds to be the light skittering of something moving close. You can see just barely from round the corner, you can see a snout kind of look into the hole. Kind of looks around and says,
It's definitely a hole, but it's nothing here. Can't be big enough to be one of those strange armored creatures again, could it? Potentially, but the hole doesn't seem big enough. Seems more our-sized. You sure we didn't make that one? Fairly sure. Could be wrong, though. I mean, it looks like we made it. It's pretty bad.
Look, that was the first time I made a hole. Damn it.
I saw
you did.
Malcom. Well done.
Wait a minute. Something's not right.
you see the nose disappear as the form begins to back away.
It's fresh air from the surface. They blocked off our tunnels. This isn't ours.
I
There's
look at.
something in there smells. It's nearby.
And you hear dashed skittering.
Well, come on then.
Do you do anything?
I mean, we don't understand what they're saying.
I mean, if they're starting to run, can we go through the thing?
They're
Can we
starting
smash-
Yeah,
to
we can
run.
bust through it.
You can bust through, but you haven't made the hole big enough to actually get through yourselves.
Are we busting through? Cause
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh,
Then
yeah, without-
Orum. I'm pointing to Orum and I'm telling Orum to punch straight through that thing.
There are two ways you can do this. One,
Yes.
Bern, you can do this on your own because you understand them. Or two, you can tell the others to help. In doing so, you will give away that you are there for sure, and they will get a round of surprise to run away. If you wish to negate that round of surprise, you are the only one who is not surprised by this.
Okay, let's see what I can do then.
I'm sorry, Rook, but 14 isn't enough with their sense of smell.
Oh.
Damn it,
I
Rook.
was gonna say if you went bad on that, I could have just made you invisible, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Smells
can't
something
change-
completely different, yeah.
wait, my soap. Here, Rook, scrub this on yourself.
This is done now!
Too late for that.
Oh,
Quick, swallow this bar of soap, it might help.
okay. If it wasn't for the disadvantage, I'd have been fine. I got a 20.
Mm.
But armor.
Armor, yeah.
It was actually kind of my fault as well because I didn't use Pass Without a Trace. So
Pass Without a Trace would have potentially been useful, but again, it was a in the moment thing. If you cast Pass Without a Trace,
no, I meant beforehand. Like while we were waiting for
Oh, right. I
Sasha
see
and
what you
B to
mean.
come back.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean,
Okay. Seeing as Eileen is your response,
no. Chris.
what are you doing? Come on, then, get in the way.
Fuck it, sure. I started doing
Something.
the symbols for shape change and going to Firbolg, man, and tear through the.
Okay. Make me a strength check, then. Rolling that. Natural 1.
Rip.
You get the order mixed up. And as you go to change into the Firbolg person, you grab the sides of the walls before shape changing. And you do. Your upper torso is poking through, whereas the back part of you is stuck. You are Winnie the Pooh at the moment. And you are stuck in this hole in the wall. You can see them more.
Can I see them?
Yeah, as one of them looks back, he goes, "Ah, run!" And then they run away. And you see two things. One, you see a Morbin standing there, the one that you saw a minute ago. And two, you see a human. Covered in patches of fur, but a human. As the human sees you, it turns around, you watch as it draws an arcane symbol.
Can I see what it is?
This... I'm gonna say, what were you gonna do beforehand?
I was gonna, since I have vision now on them, I was gonna get my spear to like start bashing through and.
Okay, with your spear bashing through, you watch as he casts invisibility. And with you stuck in the hole, you unfortunately can't do the signs for counterspell without subtle spell.
Can I shove him through the hole?
At this point, you'd be able to see and help with that, but at this point, the two of them
Can
are getting away.
can I see the other guy do it and do my counterspell, or?
No,
No, he's on the other side of the hole.
There's too much infernal ass in the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're blocked by...
Sorry, my big booty is too big.
Yeah, at this
Can I
point...
shove him through anyway?
Yeah, you
We're
can.
trying to fight
So
the
make me a
Morbin,
strength. Make me a strength check. I'm
Infernal
gonna say with
very quick and
advantage,
attack
just
with his
because.
ass
Yeah,
to
can I
keep
assist
alert
with
of
that?
the Morbin.
Yeah, we'll say that,
That
whatever he
is-
rolls it. Yeah.
First strength.
Easily enough,
plus-
rushing up, shoulder charging Bern's buttocks, you elbow him, you shoulder him through the wall. As Bern there, as your spear breaks through one portion of it and begins to almost cleave away at the side, you feel a sharp pain as you are pushed through. The rest of the wall breaks in and collapses in as you can see the Morbin heading down a twisted tunnel and just darting away. He has just left your line of sight and you don't know where the human is.
Ow. Fuck.
Can I dispel magic his invisibility?
You need line of sight for that, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And when
So
they're
you,
invisible,
or you need to know where he is.
yeah,
interesting
that's true.
thing I saw. There was a Morbin, but the one of them was a human.
Notably speaking, Morbin.
Human with fur. Is that what it was?
So a furry.
Don't make me censor Rook.
Yeah, so it was a human with patches of fur. He also spoke their language. But he was a human, correct?
Yep.
He was a human, though. I
That's
haven't
the sound
seen
of Sasha's
anything
stomach
like that.
rumbling because I'm not here.
Have I seen anything?
Back in a second.
Because of your history, roll me an I'm going to say I'm going to have you roll an Arcana check with disadvantage. So your results are a 15 and a 5.
7.
7. Hairy humans. You've heard of them.
Come on.
It's not common. They said they were gonna warn the others. They smelled us in there, looking at Rook.
Sorry.
Did you forget to put on some lotion? Not
I
lotion.
said I should have had a shower. I washed
Deodorant.
my hair in the waterfall. I mean, sure, I was joking, but now that I think
That
about
probably made
it,
it
I probably
worse.
should have.
I think that might have made it worse. The smell
Oh
of
yeah,
wet
like
fur.
smell of wet fur. Oh, that'd been delightful.
Yes, delicious mold.
Well, they know we're here now. They were saying they saw some kind of armored, scaled creature. So can I make an insight of what that might be?
I'm going to say this is going to have to be another nature check with disadvantage. Natural 20 and 18. You would remember that the armored creature and the scaled individuals were two separate things. The armored thing, probably a bullet. Scaled thing could be a wide range of things. Could be a giant lizard, could be kobolds, could be lizard folk, could be all manner of things. But the armored one is probably in reference to a bullet.
Uh-huh. Okay, so there are probably bullets here. That's a given. And some kind of scaly creatures. We should wait for the others and then continue if any. They're gonna be ready for us. The human cast invisibility. So, Queglod can't see through invisibility.
I guess we should kind of be ready in case they try and attack us as well.
Queglod can't see through invisibility, correct?
Nope.
Yeah. The human is invisible. I don't know where he is. He might still be here.
So, at this time,
Magic.
Huh? What? Sorry, I just said take care. What's going on?
Queglod can use the detect magic at will, correct?
yes, but she's outside.
Yeah. So we
Yeah,
should wait
she's
for her.
outside.
So,
Roll
Sasha.
a Sasha.
Sasha might have said be right back.
Oh, well, shit.
So, let's keep going with you guys. What'd you do?
Do we want to try and flush them out?
Well, I wanted to wait for Queglod so she can detect magic to see if the invisible guy is here.
I wish I could make multiple flame spheres.
Do they still have physical presence? Like, what's the texture of the floor? Is it dusty? Will we see any footprints?
It's dirt. So you might see. So looking around, you might be able to see some footprints, but it's
Take a
it's
look
hit and
around.
miss. Yeah. If you want to look around, make me an investigation check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I'll do that.
Investigation, that is...
What is my investigation?
That's intelligence.
1. So, like, 17.
17.
Mine is a 17 as well.
Bam.
17 as well. How'd you manage
Yeah.
that?
Plus 5.
How'd you have plus 5? You have 18
So
intelligence.
plus 4.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
16.
16. Looking over the ground here, you can see where they walked. You can see the footprints for it. You can see the human individual probably wore boots. And after they ran, there are slightly more deeper footprints that lead further into the cavern. The human definitely moved. However, their footprints along with the Morbans disappear after they hit harder stone.
Okay. Right. So, not on the dirt then. So it could be on the stone, or completely gone with the Morban. As far as I know. Right. Excellent.
Well,
Anyone got any bright ideas?
there's a lot of them then. Since and since they can cast spells, seeing as that guy could. What were they doing here, by the way? Does the tunnel go anywhere else, or?
Which one? The one you're in?
Yeah, the one we went to.
Yeah, it goes to your left and then to your right. They ran right.
What's to the left then?
More tunnel. And to the right is also more tunnel.
I'm glad I asked.
Tunnels, eh?
Are you going to walk down and separate from the party?
Does it look just going straight, or does it curve?
It curves upwards and a little bit to your left, yeah.
If you do want to walk up, I'll walk up with you.
Alright, I'm back. Oh yeah, hold on. I know something now.
Know what you gonna do, Sudz?
I just gotta search this up real quick.
Okay. So Bern and Rook, are you separating off and going elsewhere, or?
That's probably a bad idea.
How long till we go to the grave? Like, how?
If Bern does, then I'll follow, but if he doesn't, then I'll stay.
Okay. What do you
Like,
say?
I'm back. Are they dead yet?
How long till we get to
Nope.
the curve?
Polymorph into a bat.
You polymorph into a bat. Okay.
Seriously, wait, seriously, they're still alive? Damn.
Yeah. they were
What, you thought
detected,
we were
though.
gonna die?
Well, expected. Hope. Who knows?
No faith.
Alright, you.
Okay. So you polymorph into a bat. Okay. I'll go back to Sasha. Sasha, you're currently standing on the outside. It's been about 40 minutes, 15 minutes at this point. You're outside. Bee's out there and looking around. Can't seem to find Queglod. What do you want to do?
I cast sending.
Okay. You cast sending at Queglod. What do you say?
Queglod, get to Waterfalls. Found Morben. Come quick.
Okay. You get
Get to behind Waterfalls, like Barrett.
You get an angry mother's reply of, "Why didn't you tell me where you were? I was worried. You could have been dead. Yada yada."
You could have been dead!
Anyway, yeah. About 10-15 minutes later, you see a raven fly in and then transform into Queglod. As she looks at the massive hole you've made in the wall.
That's a great hole.
Mighty fine hole you have there.
Come on, they're all the way down there. About 40 or so minutes jog.
Okay. Roll an athletics
She's
check
gonna
for her.
funny. Is she gonna transfer into a raven and just fly?
Actually, yeah, no, she's just going to transfer into a raven and sit on your shoulder. She doesn't have to move an inch.
I love it.
Okay, so as you quote-unquote carry Queglod down there, the rest of you, you're down there. What do you do?
I'm assuming
Now seems a
B
bat.
tells us that this is going on because apparently. Oh wait, does Malcom not have a telepathic link with B?
Featherwing is who I have.
Oh,
Featherwing, yes. B, no.
Okay. No worries. We know nothing.
Also, Featherwing can't speak. Featherwing can only write.
Yep, I taught Featherwing to write.
Alright, so,
Oh, yeah.
you are a bat, Malcolm.
I am Bat. I fly down a little bit in a direction it looked like that. The footprints look like that the human individual went.
Okay. You travel down the main tunnel way. Make me a perception check. Using the bat statistics because you have polymorphed, not shape changed.
Yes, I have polymorphed. And I have advantage.
Because of echolocation?
Because of keen hearing. The bat has advantage on wisdom perception.
Involving hearing. Okay.
That-
Go ahead then. And what's your perception?
The perception they have. I guess. Theirs is a 12.
Or their wisdom.
Yeah, their wisdom's a 12.
So it's a +1. 11 and 6.
So 12.
Traveling down, you travel down a little ways, kind of getting a sense of the hallway. With the echolocation, you map it out a little bit better, and you travel along the way. As you go through, you can hear little bits here and there of what sound to be sounds of scurrying as you reach various points along this way. It's been about 20 minutes or so, and you're still traveling down cut hallway.
Interesting.
You keep
Goes
going?
on for. Yeah, but I only go to a point where I know I can be able to make it back to the rest of them in bat form.
Okay. So that would be half an hour then.
Yeah.
Okay. Traveling on another 10 minutes, you continue moving through the hallway. You kind of get a sense this goes on for a long while, kind of curving left and right, and it reaches the half an hour mark, and you are still in hallway.
Well, I guess I'm turning around then.
Okay. You turn around and you begin traveling back. 10 minutes go by, 20 minutes go by, 5 minutes go by, and you haven't seen the upward curve yet. Something's wrong.
Did tunnel move?
What?
Malcom be back by now?
About an hour goes past, Malcom doesn't return. At this point,
Sasha
Queglod
get-
and Sasha get there, and they look over, and you inform them that Malcolm has gone down in bat form, but he hasn't returned yet, which is strange.
That's alarming.
Should we start heading the direction he headed in? See if we can catch him or if he's in
I
trouble.
guess so.
Okay, Malcolm.
Hmm.
At this point, your polymorph ends because it's a concentration for an hour.
Yeah.
The polymorph ends, you transform back into your person, you stand on the ground. It's a little bit of soft earth mixed with the actual stone itself. And as you stand there and you look around, you kind of look at the tunnel. You know you came from this way.
Okay.
I use dispel magic.
Targeting.
It just looks like a straight hallway here, right?
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be curved.
It's supposed to curve up, yes.
Alright, I target the part that looks like it shouldn't actually be there.
Okay. It's still a straight hallway going down, but it should curve.
Yeah, it should curve
Okay.
instead of going straight.
You cast a spell magic. As you do, your magic travels forward and hits a warbling barrier. As it hits it, the dispel magic hits something and fades. And you immediately find yourself in the tunnel you were in half an hour ago. You haven't made any progress.
Yeah.
At this point,
I
you
see.
hear scurrying behind you.
I should still. If it's the same hallway, I should be. Wait, in the same hallway I was in half an hour ago?
Yep.
So, way back the other way.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna throw up a wall of fire, aiming the opposite direction away from me, and I'm just gonna walk back.
Okay. You cast Wall of Fire behind you. The large wall just roars into action and just blazes behind you as you keep running forward. You move back the way you came.
We're going towards him, by the way.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. So you're
Okay, we
both
should
both traveling in what you believe to be the same directions. As you curve down the corner, you lot see Malcom.
Jeez, Malcolm, where have you been?
Don't worry.
From what Malcolm can tell, it was illusion. Illusion magic.
Probably.
I got caught in some illusion magic when I was trying to make my way back.
It happens.
I'm beginning to get worried. I don't know if we should go in.
Well,
They are aware to our presence.
they
so-
know. They are definitely aware of our presence because I
Well,
left a
they
giant
know
wall of
we're-
fire.
Well, they knew that we were here. They also know this place way better than we do.
And they've got a human on their
And
side
they
who can
have-
do illusion magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were also coming this way before I blocked some off with fire.
Hmm.
Do we want to continue with this, or do we want to leave?
If we leave, would it put the village or the city at risk?
Sasha?
We can try and cover our goal back.
Sasha catches up with the party.
Oh, welcome, Sasha. We're going back.
Okay.
Hey,
Or-
you're the one who wanted to do it.
Or
Sasha, what's your intimidation?
it's
No,
nothing.
no.
It's nothing, Chris.
Okay, as you go there, down the hallway, you hear frenzied scurrying going away from you.
Well, I mean,
You listen right
you
here.
did that.
Oh, good job.
What we're going to do? We're going to dig into a wall or something here. We're going to seal it up after ourselves. We're going to maybe have an air hole somewhere.
I mean, I could just Lehman's tiny hut it.
I'm not finished. We Lehman's tiny hut inside there. Then we wait for tomorrow. We sleep it off, and we come and we fucking destroy everything. Understand?
It is way too early for that.
What is the time?
Don't care. I really don't care. I am not going up and down that tunnel up fucking again.
I
Part of me
blame
doesn't
you.
want to leave because I'm concerned for, like,
Sasha's mental well-being.
As
Yeah,
it currently
that one.
is, you've only burnt a few spell slots, and you haven't lost any health, so there's you probably wouldn't be able to sleep in the current conditions.
Yeah.
Sudz
Well,
on
someone
that.
can. Someone can, apparently.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I am tired.
That's fine. We'll
God.
be ending soon.
So.
Alright, let's go. We're
Should we
going
push
this
on?
way. Malcolm points in direction. We're going that way.
Which way?
Down the way he left the fire.
Alright.
Are you sure you used 4th level spells, 3rd level spell slot?
Yeah, I've used
Whatever
2 4th
wall
level,
fire
a
is.
3rd level, and a 1st level.
Are we sure we want to go in?
I still have 2 more 4th level. 3 more 3rd level. All my 2nd level. And actually, no, I still have all my 5th level.
I haven't spent
Or
nothing. I
my,
haven't spent
all my
nothing.
1st level.
No, me either.
Hmm.
Not that I have any.
So, and plus I have cantrips. So, yes, we can go.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't have 5th level yet. You're only an 8th level druid. But yeah.
Alright, that's cool.
I meant
Just be on guard for traps
I was
and
looking.
anywhere we could be attacked from.
Speaking of which, I'm actually.
Huh?
Don't worry, you carry on.
No, Chris. I don't like that you said that after traps.
Yeah.
No, it's you said you have 2 4th level spell slots, and I'm just thinking, like, is it updating it wrong?
No, that's how many I have left.
No,
I think it is because
It is because it says you have 1 5th level where you shouldn't, so I think it's because it's, because it's basing it off of your level when you hadn't multiclassed. I'm just gonna alter the numbers real quick.
You only have 1 1st level left.
Shh, no,
I have.
he'll have more than
Nerfed
that.
you.
Don't worry. Yeah, no, he's not that nerfed. It'll just be you have 1 less. Oh, what the?
Yeah,
That'll be down to 1.
sure.
Yeah, your 4th level should, or your 3rd level should still be fine though. Yeah, your 4th level is still fine.
Yeah,
So how many are you on?
1
I'm
4th,
1
or-
less spell down.
Yeah.
I'm 1 spell down now.
So 1/4, 3/3.
3/3, all my 2nd, all my 1st.
Let's go then. Just
Okay.
beware
I
of
can
your traps.
polymorph into all the things. Don't worry.
Polymorphs into a
Bloody
giant ape. All you guys are gonna see is a buttocks for the next hour.
Ugh.
Would he fit in the tunnel?
No.
No.
There's only so much arse I want to push in one day.
Okay, so as you guys continue to head down into the hallway, going down through into the natural earth, into the rock, and hearing the various skittering around you, although seemingly sourceless. That is where we're going to end our session there. So, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and we will be back next week with probably more Morbid action. We should have Queglod. We will be missing
Jamie.
next week. Yep.
Still Elsyan also.
Yes and no, maybe. I can't let you know until Saturday. It depends entirely on what the costume level is. I might be able to join him.
If it's come along nicely or whatever, and there's been no delays, then
Exactly.
then potentially usual stuff. Otherwise, costume stuff. That's fine. Yeah, just give me either a tell me on the day or as close to.
Yeah, I'll let you know by Saturday because that'll be a full day of working. Plus, I'll probably be doing an all-nighter, so I'll let you know on Sunday or Saturday.
Okay. Did you still want to do Stellaris on Wednesday?
Yeah, it's last is fine on Wednesday because I can hand stitch little bits while I do it like I did last week.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, with that being that, we will see you next week. We will hopefully have a Queglod, and we might even have a full house, barring Elsyan, who...
It would have been
Is
really
that-
awkward if Queglod did not rejoin with the party before the next session.
Oh my
Well,
god.
that'll be-
Queglod, you are in the town, none of your party are around, and you have no idea where they are.
What do you want to do? And she's like, I'm going to get drunk, do Queglod things. I'm going to become an alcoholic. So,
no. Elsyan's
Large
new character is the
sub-
human furry.
Air. What is this?
I will see you all next week.
Yep.
Goodbye.
we will see you
Take
next
care.
week. Bye-bye.
Bye!
What
Bye.
are
4
things?
stars.